Good morning. It's R&R In The Morning. Welcome aboard. He's Rudy J. out top of Karl. Back in the glass box of fun. 3 hours of entertaining sports talk radio headed your direction. Glad you're here with us. We're coming to you live from the tennis courts in Oxnard, California. Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage continues yet again. As always, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. Presented by Ewald Kubota, Southern Recipe Small Batch. Wish I had some of those pork rinds around right now. Need a little protein.
I finished them all. Oh, sorry. No, I ate like well, once you and Jason let me know, hey, these are keto friendly. I rolled with that. That's true. I don't think they're keto friendly if you eat 5 in a row.
They're just less friendly in other ways.
I didn't then have a problem leaving my building.
Not at all.
Morning, Vince.
So tell us about your vacay, Karl.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Karl, fresh from the Mexican tropics. You don't look too bad. Look overly tan.
I did look like Jakob Pertl that one time about a day ago. I fell asleep on the beach.
Fell asleep on the beach.
No sunscreen lotion, but I was under a tree.
You fell asleep?
Yeah, it was very relaxing.
Oh, sure. Well, as a fair-complected individual, do you tan or do you go from or do you burn just straight off?
I burn, and then it kind of comes back as a tan, and yeah, pretty much that's the general pattern of it. I don't go outside that much. I should go outside more often.
Get outside and get some sun, Karl. Are you a big hat wearer?
I don't wear hats at all, actually.
No?
You know what? I think that helps keep that great hair that you have.
Yeah, I think that's why you...
You're not a hat. Are you a big hat guy? I've seen you wear hats, but I don't take you as a hat everyday guy.
Well, I wear a baseball cap pretty regularly.
Oh, okay.
Just because I'm lazy.
You don't feel like doing your hair?
I don't feel like getting up and messing around.
Oh, okay.
And I collect baseball caps, so why not, combine two of my passions, laziness and baseball caps.
Yeah.
And it helps me get moving along.
Hey, Mama. Just saying hello to my mother. She watches on YouTube every morning.
Good morning. Glad you are here. She's the one.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy's going to come by today.
You sure?
Yeah, we've been cleaning up. We got to tidy up. Slick up.
You know what? Slick up, Rudy. You did your hair a little bit nicer today.
Slick up.
You got a nice little shirt on.
Yeah.
With the crease. I've been told you're a serial ironer.
I am I'm not so much a serial ironer as I'm an anti-wrinkle type.
That's me. Great minds. I'm the same way. I iron every morning too. I don't wear wrinkles clothes. You look dirty.
Yeah. You don't look like
mom raised me better than
him.
that.
Yes, she absolutely has.
Yeah.
And you're pleasant to travel with as well.
Am I?
Yeah.
You know what?
You learn a lot about a person when you
travel.
On the road.
You can't always do the couple strips because sometimes it gets ugly.
When you got 4 opinions and
4 opinions, one doesn't eat seafood.
Oh yeah.
One doesn't want pizza.
See, we're a pretty amenable group.
We've been fine.
We haven't had. No, I'm not going to go there. I don't want to eat that. We haven't had any of that at all.
No. We just did seafood home.
We have eaten our healthy. We've eaten our fair share.
I don't think I need fish for a while. My mercury levels are probably pretty high.
I've eaten enough clam chowder to last me a while. I think I've. Well,
did you eat again last night?
I had some more clam chowder. Every place says there's
no. I'm saying after we left the restaurant.
Actually, I did not. We grabbed some stuff to go when we went back to. Last night, we made it back. Jason was complaining about us getting home early a couple nights before.
Dude, Jason almost had an aneurysm last night when Rob said we're going home, and it was what time was it? 7:45.
I was asleep by night. I hit the bed fully clothed. Just got up at 3, my normal time.
I went to bed 11, which was 11 has been that's early for us. So I was good with 11.
It was well needed because tonight's going to be a big one. I mean, we're not only do we have company coming over, but we're going to a big party.
Yeah. We'll tell you more.
It's supposed to be like
more in the 7 o'clock hour.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like Fight Club, right? We're not supposed to really talk about it. Was that how this works?
That's what Jason told us.
Maybe there's some other people, other tents down the road maybe didn't get invited. We don't want to hurt their feelings. Is that what it is?
Well,
too bad. Maybe there's other things going on that we're not invited to.
Too bad. We're talking about it. Too too bad. I hate it for you.
I'm gonna wear a sport coat.
I didn't bring a coat.
I'm kidding. I brought one. I'm gonna wuss out. I'm not gonna do that.
Wear it. Own it.
You'll lose it. Yeah, that's what'll happen.
Own it, Rob.
No, I'll end up getting food on it, and then it'll just be something that I'll carry around because it got food on it, and then I'll end up losing. We had a crazy the first day of camp. First day of pads.
First day of pads.
Everybody running around, hitting each other, losing your starting quarterback.
They didn't lose. Don't do that. What kind of tease is that? They didn't lose their starting quarterback.
All I can tell you, as I saw the starting quarterback run off the practice field.
Let me tell y'all something.
And then everybody to a man said, "There's nothing to see here. There's nothing to worry about." All I know in my long and storied past, when somebody tells me there is nothing to worry about, I have this absolutely covered. It is time to worry. So I'm not saying that it's terrible. I'm sure there is nothing to worry about.
This is typical Cowboy media. We needed something.
Well,
we haven't had any drama.
Can I just throw out that it started out that his arm was tired, but we're just going to have an MRI.
Okay.
Then he has the MRI.
Okay.
It's not just tired.
What is it?
He's got a strained elbow, strained muscle.
Shoulder? Is it shoulder? Elbow? The arm hurts.
His arm. Well, it went from just hurt. They can actually define the muscle. If they're saying it's a strain, they can picture through the MRI where the strain is. So
this sounds like
already worse immediately than they first said. I just, no. Yeah. I don't trust all the time, especially this early.
But this sounds like load management, and this sounds like Cowboy media, just like Laker media, just like Yankee media. We needed something, and we're going to run with this. Like, is he bad? Is this going to linger into week one? No, we needed this. We needed this. This is like right on time. This is right on time. Like, man, we haven't had anything. Everything's been smooth. Jerry's been walking around talking to people. It's been the great weather. Because I was actually, because we're doing such a great job of covering the Cowboys, our boys are with the boys. I was there. You were over here helping Jason get ready for an interview because we had 2 interviews that we did yesterday.
Was I awake?
That's debatable. I'm gonna go talk to my guy over there in the recliner, in the recliner area. I was there when Dak Prescott ran to the locker room, and when he's running to the locker room, I was like, "Oh, he just got to go number 2." Mm-hmm. We had the stuff to do, technical wise. I was like, "If Dak's not here, I'm not watching Fanucci. I'm out." I thought nothing of it because he hadn't been throwing anyway. This is now, if you want to go to your point, Rob, about being worried. Like, I was over there, good, maybe almost an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, and he didn't throw. Only the 2 backups were throwing, and then all of a sudden he goes. Exactly. So this is behind the scenes. This is what we do over here at R&R In The Morning. He's not throwing. I'm getting frustrated because I'm trying to get footage of Dak. I'm like, when are they going to put Dak in for some reps? When are they going to put Dak in for some reps? Then next thing you know, pew, he runs to the locker room. And I'm like, okay, I'm out. I'm going back over here with Jason and Rob. And then next thing I know, I get back over here and all hell is broken loose about his arm. But he wasn't even throwing.
Well, yeah, because it's hurt.
I think I just talked myself into a different take. I think I just changed my own mind. Well, because I was literally, now that I think about it, I was literally like, dude, I want to post some footage of Dak throwing. I'm tired of Danucci, whatever his last name is. And then Dak not throwing, he just takes our running locker room. I'm like, oh, man, this dude's going to take a deuce. I'm out.
It's not like the offense has been crisp and dominating anyway.
They're supposed to be rusty. He's been off for a year.
Well, I mean, 3 interceptions. Now, granted, he didn't throw them all.
He didn't throw them all. He threw 2 of them.
Yeah. And one of them was just flat out INT. No bad route, no nothing.
No.
Jump, touchdown.
Everything is a bad route. From this day forward, when you get 160, everything's a bad route.
Well, don't you get the feeling that it's entirely possible that Dak Prescott, being Dak Prescott, worked so hard to come back that he's
sore,
that he's thrown 10,000 passes, and it's a weekend of training camp. And if it had been a normal year, he'd already only have thrown 2,000 passes. That he has worked so hard to get himself back in prime condition that maybe a little bit more overwork.
He's sore.
Seems awfully early to have a dead arm.
He's sore. It's full pads. There's no need to get this man hurt. He's the franchise face of the franchise. Load management. He'll be okay.
It has been too calm, Rudy.
I said, well, exactly. So we reach it.
I need something. I am a Cowboy fan. I need something. I need something to latch onto that's going to be a problem that I can blame.
You ever been
found it yet.
You ever been around those people that find something wrong in everything that's going?
Professional fault finders.
Is that what that?
Yeah,
okay.
I know a lot of professional fault finders.
That's what Cowboy media, Laker media, Yankee media does.
Yes,
that's what we do.
Well, I need someone to find a fault because I
give them the solution. They figure out another problem.
Because when you get a chance to do what we're doing, and I see that this defense is going to be fine.
You really believe that off of 3 days?
I can tell you.
Okay.
This defense is going to be fine. Now, I don't know about great. And keep in mind, every prediction is based in complete health.
But always.
Health, this defense is going to be fine. I think last year was a perfect storm of situations that just hit us at a time when there was just no way to fix the problems, and they just got worse. The team wasn't as bad as that defense was. They were the sum of the parts was not equal to the parts, and that's a rare thing. There's enough talent there to be decent, and if they have decent coaching and the attitude that I've seen in that secondary and the additions that have been made, and I'm not even talking about draft picks. I'm talking about free agents that are bona fide and verified. That I think the defense is going to be fine. I'm looking for drama.
I did witness Parsons get an interception yesterday. The rookie.
Yes.
His hand is taped up weird. He would think he hurt his fingers. It's kind of, taped together like, you either jammed it really bad or broke it. But I did see, even with his hand wrapped up like that, he was able to get an interception. Guys seem really happy for him. Defense is energized. I don't know if that's going to translate to Sundays in September, October, November, but they're definitely energized. And as our Aggie safety we interviewed,
Donovan Wilson,
he said that Dan Quinn's very hands-on. Really hands-on. Now, what does that mean? Like, he's in the middle of the huddle. He's out there showing the technique.
That's him.
That's hands-on? Okay.
He's a guy that's not afraid to get in there, maybe trade a hit or two. And you can see him running around. He is active. But, that's not uncommon for the defense. I watch Richard do the same thing. But I can just tell by the skill set of the position group that I was most concerned about seems to be completely addressed and then some. I was most worried about the edges in the back. You went out and signed guys. You drafted well in Diggs, so I expect he's looking really good.
Diggs?
Yes, I think Diggs is looking spectacular. So my area of concern has been addressed. Now we still got lots of more practice, and I cannot wait to see the schemes that Quinn employs in a game. Right. But they're doing a pretty good job of putting that defense, those ones, in situations that feel game-like. I see that defense flying around, and it's going to be boom or bust. I think there's some, they're going to give up something because they're attacking.
Well, if you're not worried about defense, I'm not worried about the offense.
That's what I'm saying. So only thing that could get me now,
so 12-5,
a week into camp, is, well, I'm not going to go there yet. I'm just saying that my area of concern seems to have been addressed. And if there's anything that can really hamper this, if that's the problem, is an injury to a skill position early on so that things don't gel.
Jack is fine.
Okay, I will trust in
trust my medical eye.
And we'll see how Coach McCarthy feels this morning.
What you know how that answer is going to go, right?
You know
how that is. Oh, he'll be fine. He's just a little sore.
I'm gonna judge his tells.
You can tell by body language.
You do the interviewing, and I'm gonna eyeball him. I'm gonna watch him close.
They say 85% of communication is nonverbal. So
you ask the pointed questions, and I'm just gonna stare at him intently and see if that either puts him off.
I'm leaving the Dak question to you.
Oh,
because I know if Dak is fine.
Well, I know what the answer is going to be.
What?
Dak's fine.
He's just a little sore. He's just a little sore. We'll look at him today.
It's not like we have a very limited number of practices. And it's not like as a coach you're not keeping track of every snap of every second.
Do y'all smell the sarcasm?
And it's okay that he's going to take a day off. But
do y'all smell the sarcasm? It smells.
You have to hear, in the modern world, you have to keep your quarterback happy because If you don't, and he gets paid, he is going to melt your face with things he has to say about you and your organization. Aaron Rodgers, you are Johnny Paycheck. You can take this job and shove it, but you're going to have to pay me on Tuesday.
I got my thoughts on
Aaron Rodgers, my God.
I got my thoughts on that guy.
We're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers, but as our brand new endeavor here at San Antonio's Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM, when we kicked this thing off a week ago, one of the reasons we brought in Karl Schoening is he is a master of information, finding it and disseminating it in a variety of ways digitally. He can do smoke signals. He does semaphore. He also collates perfect lists to inform our listeners of what's going on in the sporting world, far beyond what we've already talked about. We like to think of it as the 411 in the 210.
Hey, let's hope I'm not too rusty here, y'all. It is the 411 and the 210, the headlines that San Antonio needs to know. A big shout out to James Pledger for holding it down while I was gone since last Friday. Yes, I owe him a bar tab, gentlemen. That's dangerous.
Good luck. Good luck with that.
And an Uber ride.
Headline 2. Oh, I didn't think about the Uber ride. Headline 2. It is draft day. Spurs pick 12 and 41, y'all. So looking forward to that one. You can catch that here on San Antonio's Sports Star. So that'll be a fun evening with the draft coming up. I'm looking forward to that.
You went draft.
It's the biggest headline.
I'm totally shocked. I can't believe Karl went draft.
Quick plug. The halftime from noon to 2 will be exclusively dedicated to the NBA draft and Dallas Cowboys training.
You heard it from Rob.
Karl Schoening will be bringing the info as only he can do it.
Hold him to it, Karl.
Check us out. The halftime. Karl Schoening will get us going.
Oh, this is Christmas Day for me, y'all. Y'all don't understand. All right, headline 1. New York Yankees are set to make a blockbuster deal at the trade deadline to acquire Joey Gallo from the Texas Rangers for 4 minor league prospects. So Rangers selling as they are last in the AL West at the moment, and the Yankees pick up a big slugger, so good for them.
Karl, are you a baseball guy?
Oh, man, it's way too long, to be honest with y'all.
Okay.
So 162 games. I'll try and keep up with the Phillies, but it's a tough sport.
Right. So, Rudy, are you a baseball guy? You're not a baseball guy.
Playoffs.
That's it. I'm an October baseball fan.
Yeah, I'm a playoff guy.
And I love it in October. And, for the most part.
But you had an interesting question, though.
Well, I need some baseball talk help. Because, I love the sport, but I don't understand the management of the sport and how every year, if you're on a terrible team, like the Rangers, or any of the other terrible teams, you're just about expected to trade away your best guys. If your team sucks, the trade deadline is coming, they look at you like, well, here's your best guy. You have to trade it to the best team in your division so they have a chance to win. It's all for one, it feels like. Why the hell would the Rangers trade Gallo to the Yankees? Why would you help them out? There is a next season. I will never, and it's not just the Rangers, it's other teams too that will continually dump talent to better other teams to chase a title.
Well, the Pelicans gave the Lakers Anthony Davis.
Why the hell would you do that? There is a next season. And it's not like Gallo is saying, trade me and being a bad dude. He is the face.
He's their best player.
He's the only reason you're going to buy a ticket. I mean, there's a couple of young dudes. I'll give him some credit.
Well, maybe they know they're not going to resign him. Is he a free agent this year?
It doesn't matter. I will never get that part of baseball.
Okay. They do. It happens every year. What's up?
And if you're a baseball type, feel free to reach out. Call me an idiot. I mean, do whatever you need, but explain to me why this is so common. On the Twitters at Rob Thompson ESPN, reach out. Talk to Rudy at RudyJ_star, and of course Karl Schoening is at Karl at ESPN, and our Facebook feed as well. Reach out to us. Or to me, I really don't understand this. I've asked this question before. Carry on with the 411, Karl.
Well, if y'all ever need it, I do know the Rangers minor league AAA guy, so I'm sure he could probably give us more information on that. And headline 0, the SEC. You got a
guy?
Oh yeah, I got a guy. Mike Capps.
Okay.
Mike Capps. He's a great guy. The SEC presidents are expected to vote Texas and Oklahoma into the conference a little later today, gentlemen. They don't wake up as early as y'all do, and I'm sure that at some point it'll get knocked out today, but that's probably the big headline that we've been talking about for a couple of weeks, finally actually being official, and they are expected to be in the SEC by 2025, and that'll be an RIP to the Longhorn Network, as that, I think it was a 20-year deal, will come only 15 years short, or 5 years short.
Crashing into the abyss. Well, I can say this. Yeah. Aggies don't tolerate anybody who will not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do.
So what are you saying?
If I'm just saying, it looks like it was on the up and up and they voted it in, let's do it. I'm down.
You good? Because when
Johnny told us, sack up, let's do it.
Okay.
I mean, this is great for football. I am a little surprised at the ease at which the regents voted.
Once they slid.
I would have liked to have seen a couple stand up and act like, all right, I just want to put this on the record.
You ever seen in the movies where they take the paper, they fold it, they slide it across the table, and they open it and they say, "This is what you're gonna give me." Yeah,
get it, and they slide it back over. Maybe
once they showed A&M what their money was going to.
No, I agree. I mean,
it was over.
It's all the ABCs of life, and once you figure out everything that matters is ABC, a bigger check, then everything makes a lot more sense.
I see. I always thought ABC was always be closing.
Well, that leads to a bigger check. At the end of the day, after the butt is ABC.
You know what?
A bigger check.
I like that.
So once you figure that out,
I'm getting that tattooed on my back.
You can work your way back from a bigger check. But I would have liked for at least one of the guys sitting on the board to stand up and,
I want an apology.
Something to that extent. I just want it on paper that I'm going to vote for this. And I think it's a great thing for the sport, and it's good for us in the long run. It is. But we got to take our medicine. But before we take our medicine, let's call it how we got to where we are. And we just kind of didn't do that. We had one dude stand up and kind of get a little righteous indignant, but really it was a rubber stamp. They'd known this was coming for weeks. This wasn't a surprise to them like it was for us.
Oh, okay.
And I would like to think maybe in the background, behind the scenes, somebody said, "What are we doing here, man?" But at the end of the day,
what are your homies saying? Like I know you talk to every
Aggie. I haven't had a
Aggie
chance to get in depth with
because
my son,
we're out here,
who is in College Station.
Right.
I have seen on a variety of Instagram posts that depending on the time of day and the consumption of White Claw, I don't know what the hell they're drinking. The anger does seem to rise. There is some anger there. I see a lot of, the horns down kind of stuff in the pictures. And I feel like they didn't want to be the class or the part of the school that was part of the reunited. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
think now the freshmen coming in will be part of a new era. And those that got here were part of an older era. But if you're in the middle, you're in two eras, and it just kind of feels weird. I think they don't get it. My question for those, you think Bonfire would come back?
Now that's a question
true inside the family.
Yeah, that's inside the family. You got to put that between y'all. You got to put that on like Aggie.com. Like, I have no idea.
Ever seen or been?
I've seen it online. Never been. No. I've never even been to an Aggie game. That's going to change this year.
It will change. The old Bonfire and the tragedy that followed. But
right.
It was. You have to witness it. You have to see it to fully comprehend the size.
Yeah.
When it burns, it will burn for a month.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it continues to burn for
like
weeks.
An eternal flame.
Yeah, I mean, it burns. It burns down to just nothing but ash, and we're talking tons of wood.
But I'm telling you now, whenever y'all do play those guys again, it'll be the toughest ticket to get in the country, and it'll be one of the most intense games.
Absolutely.
That's going to be crazy. I know how y'all feel about it, but as an outsider, I'm hyped to see whenever that happens. I don't know when they're going to do it, but when they do it, I will be front and center with my popcorn.
That first one's going to be rumble. There's going to be a rumble in the.
You're going to have to know somebody to get that ticket.
You're going to need to know somebody just to get into the town. I mean, to get into Austin or College Station, not to mention getting a seat. Hey, when we come back, Aaron Rodgers unloads. How is this going to work? How is this going to function when you hear your quarterback completely blast everybody that runs the team? We're talking Aaron Rodgers, and we got a quiz for you. those that are traveling over the rest of the summer. It was a quiz that, we kind of figured we should have given Karl before he left, because he went over and went into a foreign country. And I'm sure that Karl naively
did some of these things.
Probably did some things to anger the international types, because there's things that Americans do that evidently the rest of the world don't like.
I love this. This is the only segment I care about.
We'll talk
whenever we do it.
We'll talk about it in a bit. But first, this is R&R in the Morning, and you're on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 100% satisfaction guarantee.
I'm James Pledger, and in college football news, Texas A&M's Board of Regents is recommended to their president by voting 8-1 to support SEC expansion by adding Texas and Oklahoma, who have officially requested SEC membership earlier this week. In the NFL, Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott did not participate in the team's first padded practice yesterday, as he's dealing with soreness in his throwing arm. Prescott underwent an MRI that showed a muscle strain in his right shoulder, and he's considered day-to-day. Wide receiver Michael Gallup was also held out yesterday after tweaking his ankle in practice on Tuesday. Finally, in Houston, the Texans have traded wide receiver Randall Cobb to the Green Bay Packers in exchange for a 2022 sixth-round pick. The Texans will also pay $3 of his nearly $8.25 million salary. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
It is draft day in San Antonio. Yes, the silver and black are bringing in some new talent. Where are you going to watch it? I'll tell you where you should watch it. Twin Peaks. 3 locations around San Antonio, and they're already getting the place ready. It'll be like Draft Central. You'll be hanging around with people of like mind and have all the screens to yourself. Heck, you'll be sitting in a man cave and having scratch-made food brought out from the kitchen paired with a 29-degree cold beer. And as the Spurs draft and they anger you with what they brought in, you can have it, a nice cold bourbon. How about a barrel-aged bourbon over their perfectly made iced ball? You can complain about what the Spurs have done with friends around the table there at Twin Peaks. I'm kidding, but absolutely. Head over to Twin Peaks. You know the Olympics are going to be on. You know you're going to be able to watch the draft and hang out with all your fellow Spurs fans. But also while you're there, when you're at Twin Peaks, you're going to be treated right. The food coming out of the kitchen is scratch made, and it's made just for you. And they change the menu on the regular just to make sure they're keeping up with the latest trends. And local brews, absolutely, Twin Peaks has them. They're part of the neighborhood. Go sit down, have yourself a nice cold 29-degree beer. It's 29 degrees because they got the thermometer right there. If you want something else, the mixologist is right there. Not only is it a scenic view, but they know what they're doing. They'll put together the perfect drink at the perfect time for you. Sit down in the man cave, get yourself some scratch-made food, hang out with friends of like mine. Heck, this happy hour is just around the corner. Start there early and stay all day. I can't wait to get there. Twin Peaks locations, Day Zavala, 151 in Park North, just waiting on you. Draft will get going about 6 o'clock. You should be watching it at Twin Peaks. We head over there for all that kind of stuff. You want to talk about what they've got? We know what it is. It's those scenic views.
Thomas J. Henry has been named one of the best places to work in the nation for 2020 by Glassdoor. Start your career today at tjhlaw.com. That's tjhlaw.com. San Antonio, Texas.
Golfers, it's time to tee it up at the reopening of Edwin Watts. We've weathered the storm, and now we're open. Come visit our newly remodeled store featuring GC quads in every hitting bay. Check out the new arrivals from all the top brands like Ping, TaylorMade, Titleist, and Callaway. Edwin Watts has the largest selection of shoes, bags, balls, apparel, and more in stock. Swing by our newly remodeled store and get custom fit for free today. Edwin Watts is the home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, and shop us online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
Hey, San Antonio Sports Star listeners, this is Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. It's hot outside, and you know what that means. It's grilling season. Our slow-crafted smoked sausage has been made the same way for over 70 years. Pick up your favorite flavor from a store near you and throw some on the grill this weekend. I guarantee it'll be the best sausage you ever had, or I'll give you your money back. Find Kielbasa sausage at a store near you.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. On that heavy shelf you hung yesterday. Turns out you didn't use enough anchors. Wait, you didn't use any anchors? Now you've got an open floor plan. Trendy. And if you have the wrong home insurance, you could need a wall of money to fix this. So get home insurance with Allstate and be better protected from mayhem like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio, like where this ad plays. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Yes, radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. Whoa! And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Woo! Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL and do more with modern devices in Windows 10 Pro.
Reddit user FlamoDemo says, "This is the worst phone I've owned. People are always bothering me about it. I'm scared just to use my phone in public as a random someone may just give me a stupid grin or whisper to their friends. I cannot stand the fact that I just can't relate to normal phones anymore."
Are you ready for this life? Find out at Samsung.com/reserve. That's Samsung.com/reserve.
Guard the yard. This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
R&R in the morning.
Dude.
Jump on the train. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Welcome aboard. Karl Schroeder driving the train. We got us a good bag. No wonder they don't give bags out all the time. This one's
no, that's quality.
This is quality.
You put a box of shoes in there and they ain't even tearing.
Tell you what,
you keeping it?
It's reusable bag.
Are you a hoarder?
We live with a couple.
We do.
We do.
And they have the window open.
I'm a little fixated on what's going on in that room.
You want to know? You want to get
stop thinking about it.
You want to get to the bottom of it?
There's something.
You know what happens to the person in the movie that wants to get to the bottom of something, right?
There's something strange happening.
You end up trapped in an attic
exactly.
with a red ball in your mouth.
There's at our Motel Hell where we're staying, where we get off the elevator. We were so right, dude. We were James Pledger jumps on
James Pledger
Live. Hey,
you called it. Minix called it.
We were wondering if James was sleeping after working like crazy for the last couple of days. And Minix, who's over with us this morning, said, "No, James is up, man. He's worried to make sure everything's right." And within a couple of seconds, Pledge comes up on our Facebook Live.
I feel like Pledge is geo-fencing us.
Yeah.
How did he even know that we just said that? Jason's like, that dude's awake. He's trying to see everything's going okay. And sure enough, he chimes in.
I said he was
from the gym.
Yeah,
he's at the gym, I'm sure.
I would like to think he is doing his Pilates right now and posing.
Oh, Karl doesn't know. Karl, we're doing we're all getting in shape.
I'm down.
We're gonna challenge the whole crew. We're gonna get into a little bit of a competition.
I am a certified nutrition coach.
Minix too.
Minix is going to be a part of it too.
I am a certified nutrition coach. I can help y'all with anything y'all need diet-wise. That's where you lose the weight.
You're yoga coach.
No, you're going to use your expertise. You're going to turn your brilliance upon yourself. We will be in a competition and an exhibition, and you, of course, will be part of it. So if you want to help out your competition, I'll be more than willing to take your advice. But
dude, what is up with your Rico Suave vibe today?
What's that?
I don't know. You giving me Rico Suave
What's
vibe.
Rico Suave?
I don't know. You got this vibe today. What's going on? I don't know. You're just like, what's going on with you? You all right?
I'm good. I got 6 hours.
You know what?
Of sleep.
It's the sleep.
Yes.
I'm getting this vibe from you today. Like you real like, hey man, I'm Rob Thompson.
I'm feeling it.
Yes.
You know, you ever wake up in the morning and go, I am buttoned up.
Okay.
I'm
you
feeling
see,
good.
I'm like, yo, my guy's on it today. I'm like, I'm peeping
Which
you.
says that I was off prior.
I was like, hold up. No, I don't say you off. I'm like, it's 5:30, Rob. He liked what he saw when he brushed his teeth this morning.
I often
He said,
do.
you know what? You're a bad mamma
That's a
jamma.
bad man. You're strong enough. You're smart enough. And dang people like you.
I'm like, my guy's on one today. I'm going to bed at 7.
We got company coming.
Yeah, we do.
We got company
If
coming.
y'all don't know, we're going to have Mike McCarthy about what? 8:40.
Yeah.
No. No.
That's not right.
That's 7:40. 6:40.
It's 5:30.
8:40. No, I'm talking about Central Standard.
Yeah. About an hour.
8:40. See, I'm kind of smart.
Yeah, kind of. No, more than that. Aaron Rodgers is a fully funded employee of the Green Bay Packers. Will be there for the next year. Signed everything on the dotted line. First day of training camp comes and goes. He is now available to the press. And Karen reared his ugly head.
That's so rude.
Dude, I have
That's so
never,
rude.
Have you ever seen anything like what you saw yesterday?
Yes, you know I've seen it. I've seen it when two guys are arguing. Someone steps in to break it up. They get across the room from each other. And that Southeast area was there to break it up. You got one guy screaming and talking all this crap. That's what Aaron doing. Like, oh, now you want to talk crap. Now you want to scream and yell because you got your situation done. I don't know if first of all, I'm a Bears fan, so I don't root for Aaron Rodgers anyway. But now, like, dude, I'm like, hey, props on getting your boys paid. Props on getting Randall Cobb back. But what he pulled yesterday was Bush League. That was Bush League. Restaurant quality Bush League.
It was
that was bad.
For those of you who haven't heard it, we finally are getting a glimpse into the psyche that is Aaron Rodgers, the house cat. James Pledger, when we were talking about this yesterday, said Aaron Rodgers keeps receipts. He is right. Aaron Rodgers, do not cross him. He will never, ever forget it. Don't cross his friends. He is down with his set, ride or die.
Hair slicked back.
Take that mental picture and then listen to Aaron Rodgers here talk about one of the many reasons why he was upset with the Green Bay Packers.
I wanted to help the organization maybe learn from them some of the mistakes in the past, in my opinion, about the way that some of the outgoing veterans were treated, and just the fact that we didn't retain a number of players that I felt like were core players to our foundation, our locker room, high character guys. I'm talking about Charles Woodson, Jordy Nelson, Julius Peppers, Clay Matthews, Randall Cobb, James Jones, John Kuhn, Brett Good, TJ Lang, Brian Balaga, Casey Hayward, Micah Hyde, guys who were, exceptional players for us, but great locker room guys, high character guys. Many of them who weren't offered a contract at all, or were extremely lowballed, or were, maybe in my opinion, not given the respect on the way out that guys of their status and stature and high character deserved.
Okay, first of all, Aaron, there's something called a salary cap. Now, there's some people that feel like anybody can be a GM, but I don't think
I'm one of them.
No, I know I'm messing with you. I know I'm messing with you. There's a salary cap. Just because you're cool with them doesn't mean that the team is supposed to re-sign them.
Thank you.
Like, I get it. Like, we have friends, but sometimes friends become casualties, whether it's cap or performance. Like, everybody he named were his homies. Like, this is not your treehouse. This is not your treehouse club, man. And when they let Clay Matthews go, he was washed. He was washed. He frustrated me highly yesterday. And for a guy, I don't think you can throw your weight around the room. Now, maybe he feels like maybe I'd have more rings than not for them, but you can't throw your weight around the room like that with one title. You just can't. You can't do that.
How do you
especially after you got your deal done. Then you want to say that. Why not say all of this while you were upset, while y'all were negotiating? I guess, I mean, it's smart, but it's Bush League.
Now it is. Now he named so many guys that
all of his homies.
All those dudes weren't let go in 1 year.
And what happened to Jordy Nelson when he went to the Raiders?
Nothing.
He was they saw that he was about done.
Everyone, I can't. James Jones wasn't done, but he was the peak had passed.
Yeah.
John Kuhn. Yeah, I don't know. I can't grade that kind of position. But
which one?
Kuhn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he might not have. I don't know how this team functions unless they're going to have to go California Angels in Major League.
Well,
they're going to have to put a picture of Gutekunst in a suit, and with every win, they're going to have to strip him down. They're going to have to go Major League on this.
Well, the thing about it, though, Rob, I think his teammates, I think they probably liked it. Like, look, man, absolutely. Aaron has our back. Now, the front office, I know they're highly upset, and I know they're fuming, and I get that. But I'm sure as the players is like, wow, man, Aaron really has our backs, and if they don't do right by us, he's going to let them know. So if you're the teammate, as far as his teammates go, they should be ecstatic that the face of their franchise is going to have their back should they get released by his standards, not unfairly treated or not re-signed, or extremely lowballed. So Aaron has his teammates' backs if you're his homie.
He went and got Randall Cobb back and even got the Texans.
He said, I want to
some of that salary. So yeah, he's down for his guys, but there's going to come a moment where somebody on that team's going to have to follow either Aaron or their general manager. They're at war. He is at war with his general manager.
How you say his name?
Gutekunst. So I think they go Major League on this. They're going to have to play against. Yeah, well, no, I mean they're going to have to.
Well, there's only one thing left to do.
Great, yeah, that's it. Inside, there's only one thing left to do.
Go win the whole damn thing.
That I think might be a great thing. But at some point during the season, there's going to be some kind of adversity. There's going to be somebody hurt, somebody that needs to be replaced, or some question that needs to be answered. That Aaron's going to have one question or answer, and administration, Packer hat, Packer jacket, is going to have another answer. And the players are going to have to decide who to follow. That's when we'll see where this team goes.
You follow the money because ABC.
Well, that might not be Aaron. He ain't going to be here next year.
But see, this is the thing. He said, I want to be in on the decisions that I think can help us win football games. What? So if they would have went to you on all those players you named, you would have said, no, let's re-sign them. Like, that can't be the answer every time. Like, that's just not good business. That's just not how the NFL works. So include you on decisions. What decisions? If you should draft Bryce Love, if you should cut Clay Matthews, like which decisions are we talking about? Because I don't even think when Tom was in the Patriots, I don't even think they were going to him on every decision, and he's the GOAT.
They're not going to go to him this year.
Oh, he can't. He's not. Yeah, no.
Unless.
Like we did everything you asked. We went and got Randall Cobb. We renegotiated your contract. We're going to pay Devontae Adams. You're out of wishes. You're out of wishes. You're out of wishes, Aladdin. Now fly away on your carpet.
You know, if you were, say, standing in a plaza in Italy. Just standing there. And you turn to an Italian with your hands in your pockets. And you asked them, and you told them, it's a beautiful day.
Mm-hmm.
That Italian would be upset with you because you don't address them with your hands in your pockets. That's one of the many things that Americans do that anger, that embarrass the internationals. I am sure Karl Schoenig was an embarrassment to America everywhere he went in Mexico. It was accidental. And it's not him in general. It's just that he probably tipped a waiter.
Falling asleep under a tree.
He
is disrespectful in Mexico.
Accepted a compliment from a Japanese person. Said thank you.
You don't
do that, evidently. Yeah. We're going to go over the things that Americans do when we travel, and one of them is calling ourselves Americans. Hang on, you're on R&R in the morning. Yes.
Okay.
And this is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Score $1,000 in summer cash. Enter the winning keyword, SHADE, 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 at sasportstar.com. Good luck from San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Summertime means grilling time, but before you fire up that grill, you need to head over to Tri-County Meat Market because, well, a great meal, we know it starts with great meat, and there's nothing but that at Tri-County Meat Market. Tri-County Meat is locally owned and full service, and they have a carefully selected certified Angus beef that are just perfect. Let me tell you, Wagyu, upper choice. Tri-County has everything you need to go with your grilling game: beef, chicken, pork, fajitas, poppers, and more. You need to try some of the prepared meats that they put together. The fajitas have already been seasoned. They are ready to go. The chicken's spectacular. The meat juicy. It's like butter. And then we haven't even gotten to, well, the farm to fork Wagyu. Yeah, Dean and Peeler, great ranch down in Floresville, Texas. They have paired with Tri-County Meat Market. You want to talk about Texas bread, Texas perfect. That's what they have at Tri-County Meats. If you're a first responder, you walk in the door knowing you're getting 10% off already. Great prices at both of the Tri-County locations. Over on Huebner Road, out on Ralph Fair, they are there working right now and waiting for you to show up. That grill is waiting on you, and it's not going to be great unless you start it with great meat. Tri-County Meat Market. Go check out their website, tricountymeat.com.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. You stop running because your feet always hurt. That's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem, and it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
At CDW, we get the people who need to sign here aren't always here.
Tell me about it. I'm always chasing down signatures. I go through pens and shoes like chewing gum.
Sounds like you need Adobe Sign orchestrated by CDW to securely automate e-signatures and workflows across devices from anywhere. Integrating with existing tools, Sign can save your organization time, money, and miles.
Thank goodness. I can finally take these shoes off.
No. Back on. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/Adobe Sign.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. Don't look back and wish that you had taken action. Call 833-8ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com. Rocket.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Friends, demand for unskilled workers is sky high, but who wants that life? There's demand for hundreds of thousands of IT and cybersecurity professionals in the U.S. My Computer Career is training people to meet it. Get skilled. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. Through July, grants covering up to 53% of the cost are available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up? We'll help you find everything you need to do the job right. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Pennzoil high mileage motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $28.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
The Sunday Sports Grill. Sundays 11 till 1 with Rock the Mic champs Michael Jimenez and Quinn Hudson. San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 AM and 94.5 FM.
Watch how the mic explode. Hot.
This is Karl Schoening, and you're listening to San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
R&R in the morning. As we like to say, good morning.
Moaning.
He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Karl Schoening directing traffic. Mike McCarthy is going to be here in about an hour. We're going to hang out, talk football.
No, we're going to talk Aaron Rodgers, the whole interview. Like, is this why you wanted to get away from this dude?
You think he's not having a cold beer and laughing at this?
Like, I tried to tell y'all this dude was a diva. No, you know what? Yesterday in the press conference, someone asked him. Someone asked him, hey, are you happy Aaron Rodgers got signed? He's like, oh, I'm happy. We're glad to see they got it worked out. But I was just like, they really asked this dude about Aaron Rodgers. He's at training camp. Do you think he's sitting around watching this?
No. I think like any guy,
he had a homie
he's
that
got
sent,
Sports Center.
He had a homie that sent him that.
There's
press
texts
conference
going back and forth. There's certainly conversations.
Like I tried to tell y'all about that.
But here's the crazy relationship you have to have, because while Aaron is Aaron, he's a witch. The guy is as talented as anybody who has ever walked the face of the earth.
He's a monster.
Doing it. So as a
he
coach,
knows it.
Oh, absolutely. So as a coach,
it.
you want him to know it because you want him to be the man on the field. But when he steps off, you want him to listen to you and be a coachable player. And Mike McCarthy would not be who or where he is without Aaron Rodgers. And I'd like to believe to some extent vice versa.
But you also, as men, expect to have conversations behind closed doors that you don't take to the podium.
Truth.
Because there was a few times where Aaron went, to the podium with like, I didn't understand our play call here or there. Like, we're supposed to have a genuine respect. Like, if I got a problem with you, Rob, this isn't where I should do it.
Right.
I should tell you first. And then if you don't dress, then I'll be like, hey, y'all out there on Facebook Live. I told Rob, you know what I'm saying? That's when we get there. But if I got a problem with you, I should address it before I go to the media or to the public with it. And Aaron didn't do that. And that's why he's a little shady, but he's so talented. You just deal with it.
That's it. You deal with that difficult situation of what makes you great is that attitude.
Yes.
And I got to keep that there. Just don't aim that attitude at me.
Right.
Just let me stay out of that focus. And I'm with you every step of the way. When you go someplace, Rudy, when the people say, where are you from? How do you answer?
Texas. Because I get the best reaction.
Right.
Everybody loves Texas.
And that's not uncommon for Texas.
I say Texas.
Karl, when you were down in Tulum visiting that monkey sanctuary, and they go, where are you from, big fella? What'd you say?
I always say Texas as well.
Texas?
Yep.
You don't say Philly?
Nope, I'm Texan.
Oh, okay.
So not America or United States. You say you're from Texas.
I used to say I was German when people ask, because Schoening is German. But then I went to Vienna, Austria, and I was like, oh, I'm Texan. Yep.
So you said you were German in a Texas accent?
No. I'm Texan. It used to be before I got cultured and traveled outside of the United States. People, that was the American thing. Are you German? Are you French? What's your last name, more or less? I guess. But I'm Texan. Mm-hmm.
Texan.
Okay.
According to this article.
What's the article about?
It is a article that I found from a highly reputable site. 20 common American behaviors that are considered rude elsewhere around the world. A writer named Erica Wolf wrote this.
This is cool.
Pretty recently. And the first and most important one to remember is we shouldn't refer to ourselves as being from America, because that's a pretty broad envelope. If you say you're from America, by our map and by the way we have cartographied our country, our world, Mexico, the United States, and Canada all encompass America. Amerigo Vespucci, the name that was taken from him as the explorer, was given the entire region, and we have the temerity, the
that ain't
arrogance to say we're from America.
That ain't fair to us. Like, why can't I say I'm from the United States?
You can, but don't say rude. America.
Oh, don't say America.
America is a region. The United States of America are one part of all of the Americas, which would encompass the a light guy. Hey, we got our
light guy. We got our light guy.
We got an intern in here this morning. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Jason Minix got up at 3:45 with us. He's a team player.
You wanted to taste a little bit of what it's like to do R&R in the morning on the tennis courts live from Oxnard, California. So if you do travel around, you don't want to anger anybody. Say you're from the United States. Just say you're from Texas. Everybody appreciates that anyway.
Y'all two are the ones that need to listen to this list. Y'all travel more than anybody I know.
Here's one that I found very interesting.
What's up?
Opened mouth laughing, which in general you probably don't want to do.
Then me and Rob can't go anywhere because we both be on live with our mouths wide open, laughing.
I'm going to read directly from this.
Okay,
Americans in general tend to laugh freely and loudly.
Yes.
Of course, people all around the world like a joke, but it doesn't have to always follow that exploding and hysterical open mouth laughter as a desired or even polite response. In Japan, open mouth, teeth exposed laughter is thought to sound like horses and is considered impolite and in particular unladylike.
Well, then I'm gonna practice laughing with my mouth closed the rest of the show.
Good luck with that.
I know. What else?
Let's see. Sitting in the back of a taxi.
Supposed to get in the front? What if it's 3 of you?
Are you?
Also, if you're solo, you're not supposed to sit in the back.
I will ask if I ride an Uber. I'll ask the Uber if I'm alone. I'll say, you mind if I sit up front if it looks like.
I think the people that sit in the front of an Uber are creepy. If you're
I'll
solo,
always ask.
if you're solo, get in the back.
I think it's weird to sit in somebody's back seat. I'm when they're.
But you driving me.
Well, I know.
But I don't want you next to me. If I'm Ubering, I don't want you in the front. But
I ain't sitting in the front seat of a taxi.
Yeah.
That's like sitting on the driver's buffet table, man. You're sitting on my dinner table. I'm not going to do it. While most American cabbies would find it a little disconcerting if you rode alongside them in the front passenger seat, in other areas of the world, like New Zealand, Australia, and the UK, it's considered rude not to sit next to the driver. Riding in the back of the car while they sit up front would have the driver thinking you're a snob, or you don't want to get knifed, or that particular smell of old falafel and Big Red just got the best
I
of
don't
you.
like sitting in the front. It's weird to me.
That's a little creepy.
It's creepy. It's creepy.
But I will ask an Uber driver.
You ask, like, where would you prefer?
Man, if I sit up front, just because I find it weird.
Because you don't want to feel like you're getting chauffeured.
I want him to give me a good rating. I hate it when I got a bad rating one time
as a rider.
Yeah, and I got one in L.A.
Why?
Well, there was like 5 of us, and it was my Uber, and I got a bad rating, and I felt like, damn, I wanted to fly back to L.A. and talk to the guy. Like, what did I do?
But what did he say you did?
I don't remember exactly what it was. I remember the ride.
You were laughing with your mouth open.
Yeah, probably. Well, I was. Yeah, but it was the night, Jason, that. James ghosted that girl. We just left her on the corner and sped away in the Uber. Yeah. So I got a bad rating. So I sit next to the Uber guys to kind of butter them up. I'm trying to get my. I don't ride in Ubers enough to get my rating up. So what I
didn't know that they could rate us.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea because I'm such a good customer. I had no idea that you could ever get rated as a rider.
They can look at you and you got a low rating. They'll say, no, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
So you got a bad rating for that deal?
Yeah. That
Jason Minnick joins us.
I thought we were having a great conversation. I thought he enjoyed our company.
Well, all right. So that was the night in Venice.
Yes.
And Pledge met a friend out there who was annoying as can be. I mean, this chick was just crazy, right? We walked down Venice Beach. I thought Rob was going to die because we walked too far after way too many beers.
We were trying to find another bar, and everything was closed for miles. Santa Monica Beach in the dark with nothing open.
Well, at one point, do you just turn around like, dude, it's not happening tonight?
Well, I mean, once you when you're walking down, because literally we'll watch walked from Venice Beach to Santa Monica Beach, but you get into a residential, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah. Right.
It's you turn around and you go back the same, or there's light at the end of the tunnel and you keep going, right? But when we get there, and Pledge is trying to get rid of this old friend. I mean, literally, we left her in an alley. I felt so bad. Rob and I were like, dude, we can't do this. And Pledge is like, get in, we're out. But you got the bad rating because you get in. First, you sit in the front. You adjust the seat. You're sweaty.
He was sweating?
Oh, sweaty.
Don't listen to him. So you're going to take that side of the story?
And then he starts changing the radio stations.
What? No, by himself?
No.
How you leave all this out?
I don't do that. He's just making that up.
Am I?
I sit down like, you mind if I play some Norwegian death metal?
Yo.
There we go. Let's jam out.
Wait. First of all, you got in the car sweaty, then you reclined it, then you changed the radio station. I would have gave you a bad rating too.
You know me well enough. Do you think I did that?
The Rob that I've met, no. That don't sound
I would not sit in somebody's car, recline and hit the button on their roof. Take me where I need to go, Jeeves.
The Rob that I've been knowing for this, I don't.
I think we were louder than he was.
Oh.
And
there was that. We'd been drinking.
I wouldn't hit the button. Well, maybe
You
I'd
did.
change the station.
Y'all curse like
No,
sailors.
I would never touch somebody else's
You
radio. That's
changed the
sacrosanct.
station.
No, I would never do that.
Y'all curse like sailors.
No, I do curse.
We do?
You were probably in there cursing
we were
loud.
probably a little loud and cursing. I will accept the rating, but I'd not gotten one. It was like a 2.
He gave you a 2?
Well, we left a girl on the side of the road that deserved a 2-star.
No, well, if the Uber drivers are rating me on how I act socially, then we're all in danger.
For real.
If he's grading me for how I treated a friend on the corner, we're in trouble. You can't rate me there. But
that's a hell of a story. I've heard San Antonio surrounded. I've heard so many stories this weekend. Y'all have no idea. Most of them you'll never hear.
Yes,
but
most or all.
Y'all would be shocked at some of the stuff I've heard, man. I can't wait to travel with these guys more.
We have fun.
Blowing your nose in public is rude.
That's rude. I don't care.
Part.
That's
I don't
in
care
any
where
country.
you're from.
That's
So
any
if
country.
Americans are here's what I found very interesting.
Which one?
Requesting condiments like salt when you're at somebody's house or at a restaurant. They find that rude.
Because the translation, you're saying my food don't taste right the way you seasoned it.
Well, it doesn't taste right for me. I'm not downgrading the way you like it.
Yeah.
But that's not how they look at it. If you're vacationing in Portugal.
So in Portugal, don't ask for salt and pepper,
and you
Karl.
want to add a little salt and pepper to your dish. Know that by asking for those seasoning, you're insulting the chef's skills. But if the shakers are already on the table, season away. But if they're not, don't ask.
Or you know what my wife does that drives people crazy?
Like hot sauce?
No, she asks for A1.
At like a steakhouse,
Yes.
she asks for A1?
She asks for
Don't
A1.
let her do that.
She does that.
I'm kidding. What?
No, she
Who
does.
cares?
No, I do.
Oh, you don't want to?
No, you don't do that.
Yeah, well, is it wrong to ask for barbecue sauce at a barbecue joint? Why would it be wrong? I mean, I personally don't like A1, don't need A1 on my steak, but when I have had it like on a lesser quality steak, it does help. Maybe that's what you're saying when you ask for A1.
Yeah, exactly.
This is low grade dog food. Can I have some A1?
First of all, A1 is gross.
Well, no, it's not.
I do not like A1 at all. I don't care how bad the steak is. A1 ain't helping it.
We are getting to know each other.
Yeah, we are.
Is
Dang, we are over.
Yeah, we're way over. It's R&R in the morning. Karl's been trying to get us out, but this was too interesting. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. He's Karl Schoening. You're on R&R in the morning. We'll be right back.
Dallas Cowboys football lives here.
I have to give us an arrow up regarding having Dak and also have better health in our offensive line. Defensively, I would think that it's going to be a different ballgame. You put those two things together, and I think we've got a chance to be a real good team.
Dallas Cowboys training camp on San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM is presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and powered by Ewald Kubota and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds.
What are you going to do when your air conditioner breaks? What are you going to do when your plumbing goes bad and you're standing in a quarter of an inch of water at your home or in your business? Well, I'll tell you what I've done. That's called Service First AC and Plumbing. I'll tell you why. They're experts. They're the very best at same-day service calls. Emergencies, that's their specialty. In business around San Antonio for over 14 years, they're reliable. I can attest to that. Proactive. And most importantly, they're trusted. You earn that over years, decades of service to San Antonio. They specialize in emergencies. They're a first responder. You call the very best when you absolutely need the best in the shortest amount of time. I want you to put this number in your phone. The number's 210-521-1500. That's what I did. Keep it in my phone, knowing full well when that emergency happens. And it will. It's not a matter of if, but when your air conditioner breaks. One dial gets them out. When it happened to me just a couple of weeks ago, my plumbing burst. I had a hole in the wall behind my kitchen sink. Water was rising on my floor. Service First AC and Plumbing arrived post-haste. Angel, their master plumber, went to work. The leak was stopped. And as he was in my wall, he saw another problem that I didn't even know existed. Went to work, got it fixed. In a short amount of time. That's why you keep your guys in the plumbing business, Service First AC and Plumbing, in your phone. 210-521-1500. Do you want to see a bunch of 5-star reviews? Head over to their website, servicefirstactx.com. It's hot, and it's only going to get hotter. What are you going to do when your air conditioning or your plumber goes out in your home or office? Do what I do. Call Service First AC and Plumbing. Fast, trusted. They'll come out and get it fixed, and I know when they do, you'll thank me later.
Thomas J. Henry is more than just a law firm. We give millions back each year to our local community through local sponsorships, events, and fundraisers. Have a cause that needs help? Visit tjhlaw.com. That's tjhlaw.com. San Antonio, Texas.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2021 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
Golfers, it's time to tee it up at the reopening of Edwin Watts. We've weathered the storm, and now we're open. Come visit our newly remodeled store featuring GC quads in every hitting bay. Check out the new arrivals from all the top brands like Ping, TaylorMade, Titleist, and Callaway. Edwin Watts has the largest selection of shoes, bags, balls, apparel, and more in stock. Swing by our newly remodeled store and get custom fit for free today. Edwin Watts is the home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, and shop us online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
Wisdom is a big subject in the Bible, but often confused with knowledge. Knowledge is important, but wisdom is about taking that knowledge and turning it into living skillfully in whatever circumstance you encounter in your day. Wisdom is about everyday life, how you raise your kids, deal with money, conduct yourself at work, manage stress, and solve problems in relationships. The Bible's Old Testament book of Proverbs is a good place to begin reading and learning how to cultivate wisdom in your life. For example, have you ever been in a little disagreement that ended in a full-blown argument and wondered how you got there? Proverbs 17:14 says, "The beginning of strife is like letting out water, so abandon the quarrel before it breaks out." In other words, a wise person knows how to cultivate peace and when to draw a line in the sand. This is Mark Absher of the MacArthur Park Church of Christ, encouraging you to take up a daily reading of the Proverbs. It will change your life. Visit our church online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Geico presents Motorcycle Word of the Day. Today's word is tank slapper. Is a tank slapper used to describe a handlebar wobble? Or is it a motorcycle joke that is so funny you just have to slap the gas tank with your hand as you laugh? As in,
oh man, Daryl told me a great joke last night. It was hilarious. It was something about a dog wearing sunglasses. I wish I could remember. It was a real tank slapper.
Geico Motorcycle. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
The year was 1919. Barbasol shaving cream was invented by a dreamer named Frank Shields. The world's first modern shave cream, Barbasol changed the face of shaving forever. A few billion shaves later, Frank's dream lives on. Behind every face is a dream. Barbasol proudly salutes every fearless, self-assured, wide-eyed dreamer all across America. Celebrating 100 years. Barbasol.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Great values are happening now during Lowe's Pro Summer Savings. Stop by the Pro Desk and get an extra 5% off volume savings orders over $1,500. Plus, look for limited time values across the store, including tools, appliances, and other pro essentials to help you get the job done right. Shop today at Lowe's, the new home for pros. Discount on eligible product only and reflected in quote. Terms and exclusions apply. See Pro Desk in store for details. Now through July 30th. U.S. only.
The home of the Rangers. This is Rangers Radio on KCDC. San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Our boys are joining the boys. Cowboys training camp. Live from Oxnard, California.
R&R in the morning. It's an hour in. Welcome on. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Go directly to sasportstar.com every day. Just hit it as soon as you get a chance and stay there. You can watch our feeds, both for us, the halftime at noon, the Blitz with Minix at 4, all of our other and sundry programming. You can watch it right there. There are games to be played, prizes to be won,
absolutely,
and news to be read. It's a fun thing. We got company coming around the corner. We're actively cleaning up. Head coach Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, will be here in about 40 minutes. Well, about 30 minutes now. You're not going to want to miss that. Pointed questions to be asked. See, Dak Prescott didn't finish practice yesterday. We're not to worry, though. We've been told by the powers that be that there's nothing to see here. He's just a little worn down.
Okay. And I believe him.
No, I do. I do believe them.
I don't believe you that you believe them.
I don't. Well, I believe them. I don't want to believe them, but I have a feeling that they're being extra super precautious. So if there was a problem, they caught it very, very early. But now is not the time for your starting quarterback to miss reps because there aren't preseason games. You had a quarterback that was gone most of last year. Systems in place for it to be super successful. You just don't want to see missing reps. But we'll get into that with the coach in just a couple of minutes. The news yesterday continues to be, at least coming out of the Big 12 and the SEC, is the SEC part of it now is done.
They voted
They're already changing the signs. We're adding new logos to banners. The SEC is now bigger by 2 teams. The wake of the exodus is now being felt. And the strangest story hit yesterday regarding ESPN and the Big 12. The Big 12, they're not suing, but they're requesting that that ESPN cease and desist from interfering with individual schools in the Big 12 and being a part of the process of their exodus, thereby creating instability and causing the collapse of the Big 12, thereby eliminating the need for both OU and Texas to pay those exit fees that are going to be required, that have been expected to be upwards of $76 million.
What? Yeah. What do you know what Bowlesby said, Karl? Exactly his exact quotes. You have them? No, you don't have them over there. Don't worry about it. Go. You don't have them? Okay, don't worry about it. No, Bowlesby, but he said I have clear, and basically he said somebody let me know. ESPN called them and is trying to get them to go to other conferences. Now, if this is true, business side of it, is that foul? Or is it fair? Is that foul? I mean, put on your business hat. Would you want this group of if you're a TV network, you're running a TV network, would you want this cast of characters from the Big 12 on your networks?
It's a fine line, I'll tell you. Because keep in mind, an athletic league like the Big 12 isn't your typical business. It's more like a cartel. You know, they're all in business to not only compete with each other, but to help each other make some money. So I love you, I hate you, but together we're better and we're stronger than without you. So there is this kind of built-in distrust inside the conference amongst, the friends, the frenemies that you have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he said, I have absolute certainty that ESPN has been involved.
That's some dastardly CIA kind of Tom Clancy stuff that they're creating instability inside of a conference, not for their immediate benefit, but for the benefit of the collapse.
Yeah.
And what would rumble from that, the teams that might fall into conferences that they are currently broadcasting. I was talking with Minix just a minute ago, and he was talking about a CBS article where Pete Prisco saying that the American Conference is swooping in and now attempting to take every leftover Big 12 school.
Now, let me tell you why. Now, Bowlesby didn't name the conference, Rob, but a person with knowledge of the situation said commissioner was referring to the American Athletic Conference. Mm-hmm. The American agreed to a 12-year, $1 billion deal with ESPN in 2019.
There we have it. All right.
So
ABC.
Yeah. Bigger
Follow
check.
the money. Follow the money. There we have it.
I like this thing. So so that's why Bowlesby is like, yo, I know what y'all are doing. My people are telling me what y'all are doing. Y'all trying to get my guys to go to the American Conference because y'all gave them $1 billion 2 years ago. So that's what's going on.
And the Big 12's TV deal is with Fox.
Ooh,
I believe it. I mean,
you might be right.
Bowlesby's in such a tough situation. We talked about it yesterday. How does this guy handle it? Does he do his very best to keep everybody together and take everybody to one place like the American Conference is looking? Do you become the functionary to help individual schools find the proper landing spot?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you just leave because this boat is about to sink and there's nothing I can do? And his first salvo was, well, let me handle this by taking away the external pressures. And ESPN, you got to stop calling my boys.
ESPN is like, dude, nobody really watching this, the AAC right now. But if we can get Baylor to the AAC, ESPN, if we can get TCU to the AAC, maybe our ratings go up and we make some money back on this $1 billion we spent on this conference. I believe it. I believe Bowlesby. I believe ESPN did it. And I get why ESPN did it. I believe them.
Oh, I believe them. But at the end of the day, if the AAC was to...
Do you watch AAC football?
I do.
You do?
I don't go out of my way to.
If you just so happen to
I go to
across
Army Navy every year, so I mean that kind of counts with Navy. I mean, there is, but it is, it's good football. But you go to a Cincinnati football game. There's probably, if you're looking for NFL talent, they're probably one or two.
Cincinnati had a good year.
Every now and then they put together. There's a reason why the Big 12.
I'd watch Cincinnati versus Baylor.
I don't know, man.
I'd watch Cincinnati versus Baylor. Navy versus Baylor.
Yeah, it's good football. Is it SEC football? Is it Big Ten football?
Is anything SEC football?
Well, no, but that is the next level down. For lack of a better term, it's a mid-major conference. I hate the words, but that's what it is. It's compelling and fun football. It's not 3 o'clock kickoff football.
Well, see, nothing is.
Well, that's kind of, and if you added TCU, does that make them anything more than what they are?
I see ESPN working.
Well, I see them working because quantity in this instance adds more rooftops and more coverage, but it's not adding a big name. Baylor is a big name now, but the moment they land where they are, they're going to become Cincinnati.
John on our Facebook feed says SMU versus TCU would be good AAU football because they're. Didn't y'all just talk about that during the break?
Well, they are sharing a market. I mean, that's not the best news for the conference to have two of your primaries fighting for the same TV coverage. I mean, it's in the market. I don't think adding them makes the American Conference anything other than what it is. It just has more teams. And Baylor, Baylor is good. If they wanted to make the investment, and they pretty much do, they could compete anywhere. But what happens if Baylor decides to go into the American Conference? They start recruiting American Conference players. You're not gonna bring the Big 12 players that you've been recruiting with you to the American Conference. Big 12 players are Big 12 players. They're not American Conference players. They're going to go if there's no Big 12, they're going to go to the Big 10. They're going to eventually there'll be a shakedown. There'll be that talent that lands there. They'd rather play at a school than wait.
That's a good
point. But Baylor will not be what they are if they go there.
Like I came here because it was the Big 12.
Right. Yeah. First you were the Big 12. Second you were Baylor.
Right.
Because there were probably other schools committed. That's the problem when you move from this kind of conference to another. What you're associated by who you're playing against on the regular, and you won't be able to maintain it. And that's not a bad thing, but it's not. You're not going to a Baylor game in 5 years if they're in the American Conference to see a potential Heisman candidate. You're just not going to see it. They're not a first round draft pick on every class. This has all started by just a little, Texas and OU finally going, we're sick of this.
This is a big deal, man. The dominoes are falling.
Mike McCarthy is on his way. We're going to have him here in just a couple of minutes. The Big 12 is collapsing, but there's so much more news out there. There's so much more to be talked about, and that's why we have Karl Schoening gather the gear, get everything together, and make sure you're fully informed. It is time for the 411 and the 210.
That is right, gentlemen. It is time for the 411 and the 210. The headline to the Countdown City San Antonio needs to know. And just for y'all reference, I broadcast in the Sun Belt and Conference USA. We prefer group of 5 over mid-major.
I know. A mid-major is not a term of endearment for most.
Is mid-major?
You're not quite major, but you're midway.
Is mid-major an insult?
Think of Southland Conference being mid-major. FCS schools that are Division I in basketball tend to be, mid-major.
So you're willing to throw shade elsewhere, but just don't throw it on me.
FCS and FBS are different. If you're FBS, you're group of 5.
Group of 5.
There you go. That's what I like to say. So, that's
5.
those big conferences that are not Power 5, if you will. So, anyhow, headline number 2, the Nationals and the Phillies game was postponed yesterday because of a COVID outbreak on Washington. The largest of the season, only 4 players, not too bad. They're going to play a doubleheader straight today starting at noon to make up for yesterday's game. So, no harm, no foul, no 10-day shutdown for the MLB, 2 teams that they had to deal with that last year. Headline, any thoughts on that, y'all?
Yes. My thoughts now from COVID updates, I'm not really as concerned with the outbreaks as I am concerned with who didn't really get any symptoms because they are or aren't vaccinated. That's all I want to know about. Because I know with this Philly outbreak, I want to say 3 of the guys were supposedly vaccinated of the 4. So to me, that's what's more important. Like, hey, is somebody really sick or is somebody doing okay because they got vaccinated? That's all. That's the only thing that I'm concerned with at this point. Because I mean, you can all get it. You can get it twice. You can get it 3 times. You can get it with or without the vaccination. So I want more data showing how people are feeling that are vaccinated.
It's funny because you hear positive and you immediately assume sick.
Yes,
and that ain't the case. You're just
thank you, Rob. Thank you.
So. But at the same time, that's part of the stuff that you can't release. You can't say, "Yeah, he's got it," but
say that,
yeah,
right?
he's really sick. You can't talk about that.
That's
what I mean? All they can say is just protocol. That's the HIPAA regulations. But yeah, the news that most of us now want to know ain't whether you tested positive, is are you sick? Because that's really what we're all running from.
We're worried about
now that we're coming to the realization that vaccination does not mean you're
immune,
perfectly immune. That's why. We continue to follow that, and that's why I guess there's no harm, no foul on that because there were vaccinations involved.
That's right. All right. Headline number 1. USC associate head coach Jason Hart is leaving the program to go coach the G League Ignite, the NBA-owned G League team. Brian Shaw moved on from being the head coach last year in the Gubble. So a big get for the G League Ignite as Jason Hart, former NBA player, will be taking over the reins. And he'll be coaching Scoot Henderson, the biggest high school recruit. He actually left his senior year of high school to go play his senior year for the G League Ignite. So next year is going to be a big year for the Ignite.
Are you talking about Syracuse Orangeman, Jason Hart?
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about this, Karl? You're the G League guy. You do the Austin Spurs work. What do you think about this?
That's a good hire for them. I think getting a former NBA player in that role is going to be important until we eliminate the actual one and done rule. But we might still see a lot of these guys skip their senior year of high school to go play professionally for the G League Ignite. So even though they're not draft eligible until they're 18, they might skip some of their high school time to play in the G League. And I think the only path at the moment for that is through the Ignite.
We're going to talk a fair amount about players reclassifying.
Yeah, for sure.
And then now there's even one more reason to reclassify, not that race to get that second contract as a pro, but maybe they start getting some money immediately. The NIL and its unintended consequences continue to show us some stuff. Quarterback out of South Lake Carroll headed to Ohio State. Ewers is his last name.
Possibly getting 7 figures.
7-figure NIL deal, reclassifying to go get it. We'll talk a lot about that. The 411 and the 210 is put together by Karl Schoening. I hope you feel much better informed. We got anything else, Karl?
I do have headline 0. Patrick Mahomes rookie card sells for $4.3 million, the most expensive football card ever. And that is the 411 and the 210, y'all.
How does that happen?
Yeah.
How does Patrick Mahomes' rookie card already cost that? Aren't there a bunch of them already still out there?
Yeah, and not only that, isn't that supposed to be like worth 4.3 in the year 22? Not while he's still in the NFL.
Well, isn't scarcity the reason for value?
I think there's certain brands that.
Well, so that's what my thought is.
Right,
You're going down the road,
right?
Like, so a brand goes, all right, let's make a Pat Mahomes rookie card. We'll make 3 of them. Yes. And we'll put them in, a mayonnaise jar and bury them in our backyard. And if he turns out good, they're suddenly super valuable. I mean, did I have access? Could I have gone and bought the Topps card that went for $4.3 million just 5 years ago?
Yeah, I guess you hoping in 10 years it'll be worth 12.
But there's still those cards floating around. There should be so little scarcity because those cards are less than 5 years old. I mean,
I don't get it.
So how did this one suddenly get to worth 4.3 unless it was made to be scarce? Yeah. Like there was only 2 models that rolled off the showroom floor.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. How much is his NFT going for now?
That's a question for the millennial.
That sounded like a Geico commercial.
Yeah, that was millennial. NFT. I still don't even understand NFT.
It is a way for smart people to take money from people that don't know what they're doing with their money. That's what it is. I'm not going to say it's illegal. It feels like a scam. An NFT. What's the best description you can make of an NFT, Karl?
It's digital art, if you will. So imagine, I guess, maybe owning a true Picasso versus having a copy of it.
Okay.
Everybody has access to a copy, but you are the rightful owner to a certain whatever it might be. So, yeah, it's digital art because now people don't frame things and put them up. They have digital frames if they want, or at least that's going to be the way it's heading.
I don't understand.
I don't really understand it 100%
I won't have
either.
it in my living room if my guests come over?
Yeah. You could probably still get away with not owning it and still displaying it in your room. I don't understand if you own the rights to it or what the situation is, but it's almost like cryptocurrency art. That's the only way I can explain it.
So if I own it digitally, I have to have my laptop open with the picture on it for my guests come over so they can see I have an NFT Picasso.
Yes.
Let's go with that.
I could also pull up the very same Picasso that you're showing that I didn't pay $4.6 million. And yeah, you own it.
I own it.
But I got it. And I didn't have to pay anything for it. And it's on my laptop. It looks exactly like the one on your laptop.
I'm not
So
smart.
you own it. I'm not renting it from you because you don't own it that way. I just get to look at it whenever I want to.
I'm not
and
smart
you get
enough.
to say I own it.
I'm not smart enough for NFT talk.
I don't understand it either. It just seems like a way to transfer money from some people into the pockets of those who understand how to take money from those kind of people.
I'm not. And then you got the cards with the highlight packages now.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think he does.
Oh, yeah.
No, he knows.
You can. Yeah, I think NBA things go for so much, and if it becomes iconic and you bought it at $300, you could sell it for $75,000, etc. It has associated value because people give it value, just like anything else.
Like tulips. Look it up. Coming back, it is time to celebrate Karl Schoening's return. Went on vacation. It is July the 29th, the birthday of my brother, by the way.
Happy birthday, Jay.
It is draft day. Let's get into the draft coming back. The Spurs are sitting at 12, but they got an itchy trigger finger. I wonder if something's going to happen before the draft. If they do, which way are they going, up or down? And if they stay, what do they draft? And we'll look around the NBA and figure out what the Spurs are going to do next. This is R&R in the Morning, and you are on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Slow Crafted Sausage, available at your local grocery stores.
I'm James Pledger, and in the NFL, Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott underwent an MRI that showed he had a muscle strain in his right shoulder and is now considered day-to-day. Prescott himself didn't seem worried after practice.
A little shoulder pain, a little shoulder soreness. I should stay in tightness. I felt it a little bit yesterday. I came out today, was going to work through it. I just felt I should be smart. I've got a long time to go, a day of rest or so, and just get back at it. Didn't obviously want to push through something that could potentially make it worse, so everything's fine.
In college football, Texas A&M's Board of Regents is recommended to their president by voting 8-1 to support SEC expansion by adding Texas and Oklahoma. Finally, in Major League Baseball, the Texas Rangers traded all-star outfitter Joey Gallo and reliever John King to the New York Yankees in exchange for 6 prospects, 4 of whom are ranked in the Yankees' top 30. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Ad paid for by CompleteCar.com. This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to the COVID crisis, we are announcing a low-cost extended service plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay nothing for auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay nothing for auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-549-1985 now. Drivers who are covered by this auto protection will not have to pay for a covered repair bill again. This auto coverage is at an all-time low, much lower than what dealerships are charging. Additionally, drivers who activate this auto coverage today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and free rental car at no additional cost. Call for your free quick quote today. 800-549-1985. 800-549-1985. What do you have to lose? Again, 800-549-1985.
Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6, leaving the light on for the homebody, who now would rather be an anywhere but homebody after spending 12 months stuck at home with nobody but themselves. Well, Motel 6 has plenty of clean, comfortable rooms, all at a great low rate. So when you decide to visit somebody, anybody, anywhere else but your home, Motel 6 will be waiting. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
When the doctor told us about my mom's cancer, it made me feel so helpless until I called the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and spoke with Grace, who answered all of my questions about the disease, treatment options, and cancer-related expenses. Her support and compassion made us feel whole again. Today, I'm calling Grace to let her know my mom is beating cancer. To learn more, visit lls.org.
And now a small business setback is assessed by a beloved family pediatrician.
Oh, hey, Tiger. Big scary tree branch gave your work truck a boo-boo? Yeah. Wow. See this thing on my phone here? It's the Progressive mobile app. Just push that little button there and report your claim. Attaboy.
When owning a small business gets painful, Progressive Commercial is here to make it all better. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
What's this? Candy drawer? Who wants a lollipop?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions. Total claims not available in all states or situations.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio, like where this ad plays. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Yes, radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 10 locations and check out the Kubota L2501 tractor package deal, which includes a 4-wheel drive tractor with a hydrostatic transmission, a front loader, a rear mower, a box blade, and a trailer, all for one low price. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. Check out our package deals at ewaldkubota.com.
Goodyear believes in the power of moving forward. No matter if it's on the track, the court, or the field, movement makes us want to be more. It pushes us to go further, to show the world what we can do. Movement has the unique ability to change our perspective, to challenge us, to work for a better tomorrow. Movement can even bring us together when we're still. Because if we're focused on the next move, we don't have to worry about what's behind us. Goodyear, more driven.
Progressive presents an interview with your upstairs neighbor.
Hi, I'm Tia. The upstairs-downstairs neighbor dynamic is so special. We have our own language. Like when I scream at my mom on the phone, the people downstairs bang on the ceiling to show their support. The nighttime's the best time to rearrange furniture. I call it midnight feng shui. And if I sleep through my alarm in the morning, they bang on my door to wake me. So thoughtful.
Progressive can't save you from your upstairs neighbor, but we can save you money when you bundle renters and auto insurance with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Bundle discount not available in all states or situations.
A double shot of energy in the AM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J, R&R in the Morning on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Welcome on to R&R in the Morning. Don't mind them brake lights. We'll get you home or to work, depending on your shift. He's Rudy J.
Yes, sir.
I'm Rob Thompson. Karl Schoening, sitting back in the double pane glass. Glad to have him back. We are going to take you all the way until 10 o'clock. In the meantime, we are waiting for the head football coach of your Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, will make his first of many appearances here on the R&R show. He'll be around the corner in just a minute. He's in what we like to call the car wash. He's heading down the row. We want to make sure we got this place prettied up, swept up, and cleaned up for the head football coach. So we're going to be right back. Head coach Mike McCarthy of the Dallas Cowboys will be on your screen if you're watching live. Yeah, that's an order. Go find us on your device, on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, or, as I recommend, sasportstar.com. Coming back, your Dallas Cowboy training camp coverage brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, presented by Ewald Kubota and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, continues with Mike McCarthy, your head football coach of the Dallas Cowboys, next here on R&R in the Morning. We'll be
They're the players you know and the players you're going to know.
Okay, we'll see what's about to happen.
Get the latest NFL news, moves, and more from Dallas Cowboys training camp. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. Whoa! And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Woo! Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL and do more with modern devices in Windows 10 Pro.
You spent a long time tucked into your home, tucked into your auto-playing streaming box. Not anymore. Now you can untuck a road trip, untuck a Saturday tailgate, then untuck a Sunday tailgate too. Untuck whatever you damn well please. And if you want to look good while doing it, untuck with a shirt made for this moment. Untuck it. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Find your perfect fit at untuckit.com or one of 80-plus Untuckit stores nationwide. Use code SUNNY for 20% off your first purchase.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
and Doug. And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb. All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs. Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Great values are happening now during Lowe's Pro Summer Savings. Stop by the Pro Desk and get an extra 5% off volume savings orders over $1,500. Plus, look for limited time values across the store, including tools, appliances, and other pro essentials to help you get the job done right. Shop today at Lowe's, the new home for pros. Discount on eligible product only and reflected in quote. Terms and exclusions apply. See Pro Desk in store for details. Now through July 30th. U.S. only.
Have you been putting off life insurance for a while? With the long application process, medical exams, and blood tests, it's no wonder you put it off. It can seem so confusing, expensive, and time-consuming. But Ethos is a new kind of life insurance. Ethos is built with you in mind. Instead of a medical exam, you only have to answer a few health questions. Our application is 100% online and can be done in about 10 minutes. You might even get same-day coverage. At Ethos, we match you with the right policy and the right price for you from top-rated carriers, with no medical exams and no blood tests. Now you can spend less time sorting through confusing paperwork and more time with the loved ones you want to protect. Go to ethoslife.com today to apply in minutes. That's ethoslife.com. Ethos Technologies, Inc. operates in California as Ethos Life Insurance Services. Not available in all states, and price is subject to underwriting and certain health questions.
A 17-week season and only one couch. Let's hope it holds up. The Cowboys are back. The explosive action happens here. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, it's Max Keller. Listen weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
It's R&R in the morning. You are on San Antonio Sports Star, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. We got the house tidied up, I think. Everybody buffed up? Everybody looking good? Feeling good? All right. We're feeling good. Got the camera up. Yeah, head coach Mike McCarthy is about to come down the road. I'll talk to him a bit about Dallas Cowboys training camp yesterday. A day in Pat. An opportunity to stand. We watched offensive line do a little bit of work against the D-line.
Remember, we were like, is this offense or defensive drill?
Couldn't quite figure out. I think we came to the realization that it was more about the offense than it was the defense. It's good to see the line. We spoke with Terrence Steele yesterday. We're going to have him on in just a little bit. Terrence, a San Antonio prospect player, came out of Tech, undrafted free agent, lands with the Cowboys last year. They lose everybody on the offensive line. So Terrence had the opportunity to step in and start for 14 games as an undrafted free agent out of Tech. Greatly improved him, certainly. And it was a good conversation. We can't wait for you to hear it. And we'll do that in just
I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him. He's from the crib. I told him that yesterday. Hey, man, you from the Tone? I'm rooting for you, man.
And greatly improved.
Huge man, huge kid. They're all kids to me. Once I hit 42, Rob, I started calling everybody kid.
Young fella.
That's when I knew I was old. I was like, man, that's a big kid.
The takeaway, of course, from camp yesterday was the exodus of Dak Prescott. Right. And when we first came on, and over the period since the end of the season, it's been a relatively drama-free episode in the Dallas Cowboys history. They bring in a new defensive coordinator. Everything's great. Defensive coordinator gets everything he wants. Dak Prescott comes back in really remarkable time from that terrible injury, gets his new contract. Zeke loses weight, looks better, more focused. Offensive line is healthier than they've been in years. They're svelte. They look good. The running back room looks good. Everybody's happy. Wide receiver room is as talented as it's been in forever. The defense seems to be restocked. No drama at all. First day in pads, your quarterback runs off, has an MRI. And I'll tell you why I have my questions. I'm looking at a popular Dallas Cowboy website, Blogging the Boys, SB Nation website, RJ Ochoa.
What up, RJ?
On the headline, on the front page, you open it up, and what I see above the fold, the first things you see, Cowboys news. Dak Prescott's shoulder injury could keep him out of training camp for a few weeks. Headline. Next headline, right beside it, two, published within hours of each other. Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott has muscle strain in right shoulder and is day-to-day.
So which one is real?
That's why, as Cowboy fan, I'm not worried. I'm guardedly optimistic.
Proper fear.
And I have the proper fear. But as a Cowboy fan, I also know if you think it's a little, it's probably a lot.
I'm not going there with you.
Okay,
I'm not going to panic with you. One of us has to be the calming voice of this show.
And as we sit, we've discussed since the first bit of practice, it felt like the D had the lead.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
What were the 3 interceptions? The 2 by Dak in particular, were they because his shoulder wasn't quite up to par and that he was dealing with it for a bit?
You know what?
Was I seeing things that were more a product of inability than ability on the defense? Was it not what I thought I saw in a great couple of in the Kazee move and a candidate pick? Was it because of a sore shoulder, or was it because of extraordinary play?
I guess we're going to be able to find out.
Let's find out right now.
How you doing, Coach? Rudy.
Coach Rob Thompson. Have a seat, Coach. We're glad to have you. Head Coach Mike McCarthy, the Dallas Cowboys, sitting in with us right now. Your Dallas Cowboy training camp coverage brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds, presented by Ewald Kubota. That's a fine tractor and Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Now, Coach McCarthy was on with us last year, Breakfast with the Blitz. We shared some tacos on a fairly regular basis. We had them delivered up to his room, up to practice on a Friday, right before he would head in with his quarterbacks and send some tacos in. Coach McCarthy, welcome aboard. We're glad to have you in.
Well, it's great. I'm glad to be here, and it's great to finally meet you guys in person.
No kidding.
So you remember these guys? I wasn't there.
Oh,
it was these two.
No, absolutely. No, I definitely remember the tacos.
Were they good?
Oh, great way to start your day.
We'll plug them. It was a gesture of love. El Volcan, it was the name of the restaurant up there in North Dallas that would send them up there. Coach McCarthy sitting with us, and it was surreal. Last year we had a chance to get to know and sit with him, but we were doing it from our living rooms, and you were coming from the Star there, so it was kind of a surreal experience all the way around. And you transpose what we're doing last year to this. How much further ahead do you feel today than you did this time last year?
You know, I really don't use last year as a comparable.
Yeah.
Because it was, hopefully a once in a lifetime situation that we were in. So we spent a lot of time preparing for training camp and just, they particularly try to get the efficiency. And, now we're in a new CBA where, the work rules the days are tighter. The veterans are on an 11-hour work day. The rookies are on a 12-hour work day. So we use a lot of the older training camp statistics and data for comparables, but I think we're off to a great start. But yeah, last year it's just noted. I guess I feel
like this is your first year. I mean,
it is in a lot of ways.
I feel like this is your first year. Just to be fair, like one, the injuries, then two, it was something we've never been through.
Yeah, definitely. And I think every year you have adversity. There's no question about it. Everybody went through it last year, but just the timing of our injuries was a big challenge.
Right.
And I think the one thing I felt really good about is the way the team played and prepared. You can see the second half of the year we were starting to play the right way and playing to one another. So now we had to change because of the injuries too, which is NFL football. But I really like the way the team played down the stretch.
Have you always, because I was watching practice the last 2 days, have you always done the 3rd and 5s, 18 seconds left, no timeouts? Because it, just for me watching, it feels intense. So I can only imagine how that translates on the field. Is that something you've always done? Is that something you just incorporated?
I mean, we've always spent a lot of time on game situations. We're doing more, with this particular team. Right. I think it's just a matter of some of those first year things you go through that you look at, just what we felt like we needed to work on. So game management is definitely higher as far as the amount of time and the amount of reps that we're
Mike McCarthy joining us here on ESPN San Antonio. Your Dallas Cowboy training camp coverage continuing, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. So obviously the news of the day yesterday was Dak running off the field and dealing with a shoulder issue. Mm-hmm. Any news on that?
Yeah, he's going to be in a limited, practice mode. We just got to shut him down from throwing for a couple of days. So that's the plan.
Has it been just a lot of work and a lot of prep and just a tired arm, or was there a strain in that?
I think that may be part of it. Just because he's an everyday guy. He's put a tremendous amount of extra time and effort into this. I think it's evident the way he's performed at practice. It doesn't look like he's kind of missed a beat since the last time he was out there.
I've been asking all your players, can you get in shape in this beautiful weather? Or do you need that Texas heat to really melt those pounds off? I've asked every player, like, this is great. How can you melt away in this beautiful weather?
I think it's great, especially in the recovery phase of the day. If you would see the GPS numbers we're in really good shape. I think it's
I've seen everybody looks in shape.
Yeah, I think
everybody.
It's really a testament to the players and their commitment to the offseason program. I was extremely pleased, not only with the number of players there, but just the results. I mean, there's a lot of guys that have had tremendous off seasons and then really knocked it out of the park that 5 weeks before we came out here to training camp. So no, we're the GPS numbers. It's a good gauge, but. Yeah, definitely. I think it gives you ability, frankly, and we'll see when we get back. Because the heat. Once you get back into the heat, Because when I was in Kansas City, went to River Falls, Wisconsin, came back. I know in New Orleans was the same thing. When you go back to that heat, it's an adjustment for a couple days and so forth. But I think these guys have. I think we're going to be fine. I love the volume that you're able to work at. In this weather.
Good point.
So
great point.
Mike McCarthy here on R&R in the morning. Speak to your defense. Those of us that have had an opportunity to watch the practices, especially your defensive backfield. There's an esprit de corps, certainly. And then DBs are always going to be barking and loud for sure.
Better be.
Yeah, for sure. But this seems to be amplified a little bit more. Is it because the new blood in the room and the new coach running around and impressing everybody, or is this a product of what we've seen going on the last 3 months in your OTAs and everything?
I think it's a combination of all that. I think it started in the off-season program. I mean, it started when we brought Dan in here and the staff, and really, being honest about the things that we needed to improve on from last year. So that was definitely the starting point. I think we were able to incorporate schematically, the things that we built, the base that we felt that we established last year, and carry some of that forward. But yeah, I think this is frankly, the roster change on defense was as high as I've ever been a part of. I've never have seen that many, new faces change in 1 year, between free agency and the draft. So, that's a big part of it. But I think it's just a real credit to Dan, the staff, and the players, the way it's the juice and the energy has come together. And, when we're starting to build something special here, I feel. So I think they're off to a great start.
Talking about new faces and new players, and then there's the traditional rookie responsibilities when you come to camp. And because you didn't have to deal with that last year, how are you getting the culture across to your new guys?
That's a great question. I really don't want to.
Well, I mean, you inculcate in a lot of ways. I mean, is it peer driven? Is it coach driven? How are you getting guys to, just to be the team that you want them to be?
Well, I think that, the initiation of a rookie is definitely part of the history of this league.
Right.
And I think it's important. I think it's important in the organic development, of the group dynamic component that you're definitely able to establish when you go away to training camp. But just being honest, with Hard Knocks here, I've cut back some things that we would normally do just because I didn't think you'd get the same result out of it, the reaction. I don't think with the cameras in a room, guys are going to be totally open in those particular situations. Am I saying that properly?
Yeah, you are doing it. Yeah, you're doing it justice.
It's been top secret.
Trying to make our legal counsel proud here. So. We haven't done those types of things that I've traditionally done, but I'm not into hazing, and I think that can be, we don't want to demean anybody, but it's definitely, you want that threshold, those guys to kind of.
There is a barrier that must be crossed.
Thank you. It's all part of that locker room component.
And we got about a minute, Coach. But after a rough year, the NFL rewards you with Tom Brady, Week 1.
Hey,
I was like, wow.
I mean, I tell you, when the schedule comes out, and obviously you get it the day the season's over. So it's just not a matter of who you play, because you know who you play. It's when you play them. So we knew we were going to play those guys.
That's true. Yeah.
But the kickoff classic, that's I've been on both sides of it. So it's a fun game to play in.
Hey, Coach, we're excited about this season. Thanks for everything you're doing with us out here. Good luck. We look forward to talking to you a lot.
Good luck, Coach.
Look forward to working with you moving forward.
Coach Mike McCarthy right here on R&R in the morning. We got a lot more Dallas Cowboy training camp coverage coming your direction. So much to get into and wrap our heads around. Mike McCarthy and the Dallas Cowboys right here on R&R in the morning. We're going to be sending some tacos and talking over some fine lingua tacos as soon as we get it going.
You don't know nothing about that lingua, Rob. You don't know nothing about that lingua.
Coach McCarthy, he knows his food. We generally enjoyed discussing it.
Hey, that was you never know how stuff's gonna go with coaches, right? You know what I mean? That was awesome.
Well, see, we've been raised.
First of all, y'all talked to them all last year,
but
so you knew.
You grow up in San Antonio, and you grow up in the media in San Antonio, and you think your expectation is the rest of the world is like the San Antonio Spurs.
Yes.
But in fact, the San Antonio Spurs are the only team in the world like the San Antonio Spurs that do not give a crap about any kind of media coverage that is last on their list. That's Greg Popovich.
Yeah.
This is Jerry Jones, and this is the beast that is the Dallas Cowboys.
The media matters here.
The media matters. The media built this.
And they're going to show us their gratitude.
Absolutely. They've been very
tonight.
And Coach, the great thing about Coach McCarthy, and we judge him against so few others that, because I can only judge him against Coach Garrett and Coach Phillips, and to some extent, I mean, I can go back to Gailey and Campo, but really, when you're talking about guys that I've interviewed, McCarthy will tell you the truth, man. There's no we're going to check the tape and come back to it. Yeah, he will give you as much as he can.
Okay,
and he'll shoot you straight, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate the Cowboys and Coach McCarthy. That's the most powerful. This is the most powerful sports franchise in the world, and they walked their coach over here to our little tent.
Well, it's because you're here.
No, y'all interviewed them all last year. Stop it.
I was going to tell them I was in my robe,
but see, y'all cheated. Y'all cheated. Who isn't gonna like the guys that send them breakfast tacos?
Well,
that's cheating.
This isn't our first rodeo.
That's cheating.
We're going to continue with round two. Let's look at what Coach McCarthy said regarding his quarterback and his defense and the training camp in general next. Hang around with us. There's so much to get into. You are on R&R in the morning, and this is San Antonio's Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Emotion. There are few places in the broadcast universe where emotion is so sweet.
To the ground ball toward the middle, kind of Falefa to his left. He's got it. He spins. He throws. He got him. The ball game's over. Joey swings and launches one high in the air, deep center field. This one's on its way. That ball is history. This game is tied.
This is San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Can you feel it?
I'm here with Dr. Jason Garrett of Arasti. I want to talk about something very near and dear to me, lower back pain. Everybody deals with it at some point or another. My question to you is, what can I do to help prevent those spasms? And how can I stay healthy and get healthy after the spasm has begun?
That's a great question. And unfortunately, low back pain can strike at any time, at any moment. You can do the same thing over and over, like, for example, getting in and out of your car. And all of a sudden, one day you get out of your car and, my back locked up. I don't understand what happened. I've done the exact same thing. Low back is just like diet and exercise. If you don't do stuff to keep it healthy, over time, something's going to give. So if you imagine your spine is almost like a center pole in a tent, and you've got tendons and muscles pulling in the front, the back, and the sides, if those aren't pulling in equal directions, meaning they're equally flexible and equally strong, one side's going to take a lot more tension. So typically in most people, they sit all day long, sit in front of a computer, sit in their car, and they're bent forward. So their hip flexors, the muscles in their abs are a lot more shortened and tight. Then when they go to stand up, those muscles pull on those back muscles, and the back muscles are overstretched and weak, and something's going to give. So it may not give the first 500 times, but if you're not doing a good job of stretching out those muscles in the front and really strengthening, ideally your glutes, your hamstrings, your low back muscles, doing things that get you more balanced, you're going to have a back issue at some point. About 80% of America has a low back pain episode at some point in their life, and most of those recur frequently. So once you start having back issues, if you don't aggressively address it, it's going to come back over and over.
Arasti specializes in those soft tissue injuries and those chronic pains, things like your lower back. The exercises that you teach, is it a daily thing, or is it just something that you need to deal with when your back hurts?
You really should be doing most of these things pretty frequently. I mean, some of it's as simple as, if you've been sitting for an hour, get up and move around, stretch out your hip flexors, just take a lap around your office, get up and move. Movement is so much healthier than people realize. Static, sitting still is the worst thing you can do for your back. So yes, we'll give you very specific exercises. No, you don't have to do them every single day, but in general, get up and move around more.
Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Get back in the game. Call Arasti, the number 1-800-404-6050, or go to arasti.com.
Howdy, San Antonio. Chip Ingram from the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, inviting you to come out and enjoy patio season. We have newly remodeled patios, garage doors, and everything else you need to enjoy this great South Texas weather. As always, ice cold beer and specialty drinks. Happy hours daily from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And our kitchen is open from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. See you soon at the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road.
I absolutely love my dog, but the constant shedding, not so much. But then I got a Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, and it is amazing. These super thick cloths pick up a crazy amount of hair. Just look at all that. And that was from just one swipe. And the best part? Sweeper's so much easier to maneuver than a broom or a vacuum, easily getting around chairs and under the couch. You're right. Now I can focus on you, not your shedding. Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit, because shed happens.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. At CDW, we get that even the biggest jobs need to fit on your lap.
It's true. My entire workday happens right here on my lap.
And you can get it done faster with the performance and security of a device configured by CDW and powered by the Built for Business Intel V Pro platform.
Nice.
Are you done yet, Mommy?
More time for story time.
An even better use of your lap. IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/Intel client.
Today's pros need today's tools, and nobody understands that better than the Home Depot. Our app makes it simpler to get supplies ordered and delivered. Our online project calculators cut guesswork and last-second supply runs. Job site delivery puts what you need where and when you need it. And rental puts the right equipment in your hands, but not your overhead. That's how today's pros get more done. New tech, new tools, old-fashioned hard work. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Gonna miss you around here, Iris.
Olivia's best optometry technician is going back to school.
Did we get that new frame?
Her eye is already twitching about finding a replacement.
Ugh, this can't keep happening. We're gonna have to cancel appointments.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Screen for quality candidates with the skills your role needs with Indeed assessments. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
One team, one mission. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250, and 94.5 FM. Our boys are joining the boys. Cowboys training camp, live from Oxnard, California.
It's R&R in the morning. Welcome on. Hope your morning commute is as fine as ours has been. He's Rudy J. I'm Rodgers, and Karl Schoenig directing this train wreck all the way.
This is far from a train wreck. That was an excellent interview. Thanks again to the Cowboys, my man Joe and Mike. That was awesome. This is far from a train wreck. This is restaurant quality. That's been our theme this week. That's been the theme this week, right?
We've eaten quite well.
Restaurant quality interview.
Coach, thanks. Nick McCarthy just stopped by for the first of his weeklies. We'll get him going on the regular once the regular season begins. It'll be every Friday as common, and I assume it'll be about the same time. We'll be having
thanks, Trey.
Our R&R with McCarthy on Friday mornings. First of all, as we start the day, if you're just joining us and have not been paying attention to Cowboys training camp, Dak Prescott in the first full day of pads left about 3/4 of the way through practice. It turns out after an MRI that he's got a strained muscle in his shoulder. It's you get the feeling that the Cowboys are not worried. They're guardedly optimistic that it's just a tired arm combined with a little bit of a strain.
Yeah.
But we are in day 2 with pads. They do have a game next week. I say game in the broadest
the Hall of Fame,
but they do have.
Hey, it matters. It matters that special team guy, that fourth string running back. Like this is your dreams and your everything on the line for somebody. Yeah, us fans, media, we're like, oh, what's on Dak? Does he look good? But There's guys 53 through 72. They're sweating bullets. This matters. You're out there going, you know what, to the wall, because this is the rest of your life that we're talking about. So it's a big deal. Just not on what we see. Like we see a bunch of 4-stringers. They see a bunch of guys that they say, this could change my life. This could change my family's life. So it's a big deal.
And you can feel it on the field. I mean, it matters, and with every passing day in pads, it matters even more. It's hard to kind of describe the importance of what goes on in training camp and how it is scheduled to the most minute detail, that every minute matters, and every minute inside of every hour matters, and every hour matters inside of every day, and every day matters inside the week and the month. They count. There are 36 days here for training camp that they're going to work through. And I promise you, every minute has been scheduled for these guys. And every rep matters. Every rep means something to the next rep. And when you do miss a rep, and even if you are Dak, who's, I don't think there's a lot of worry about his grasp of the offense. He's not dealing with a new coordinator and a new system. But there is the worry that while he might not be getting the reps, that might affect the route running from your QB, from your wide receivers. It might affect just the little basic things that you try to get together. So it ain't awful, but it ain't good. But we do know this, that the defense has looked quite well. And even McCarthy, I think, has noticed that.
As soon as you said the word defense, he lit up. He was like, yeah, like, he sat up at, not sat up at attention, but you got his attention. Like, yeah, he kind of like says what we saying, like he likes what he sees, but I got to not apologize to you, but I might be like, okay, maybe you're on to something. They are shutting Dak down from throwing for a while until further notice. So maybe it's a little bit more serious than I thought.
How many?
Or his load management.
Well, what, 5 interceptions in 2 days? And 5
Those
interceptions
weren't all
in 2
practices? Those wasn't all Dak.
No, but I'm saying that the offense has turned the ball over an awful lot. And a couple of them were Dak, and others were Nooch threw one, and I think Gilbert threw another.
Well, it's a good thing because everyone says the defense is terrible. So the offense will get there.
Let's hope that that's the case. The other takeaways, obviously, from the last couple of days have been just the physical shape that we see these guys in. And I was really interested in his response about the weather. For him, it wasn't about melting the weight and getting in shape. The weather is great for.
I can work them harder.
Yeah,
that's what basically he
I
said.
Can work them harder and they can rehab quicker.
Yeah,
they get the cool weather allows them to recover a little bit better. And at the end of the day, that's really the key in an environment like this.
Yeah, look, I'm overly excited about the weather. So we've done 3 or 4 interviews, and every interview I ask about the weather. And he's like, to me, he's like about the work capacity. Like now, because if you're in Texas and it's 98 degrees, the last thing you want to do is have someone have a heat stroke or somebody pass out or something like that. So you kind of like, what, let's cut a station or 2 out. When it's a breeze and it's 71, what, let's go ahead and add those 2 stations. And I don't know if y'all can hear it sometimes. There's a horn that goes off.
Right.
And when that horn goes off, they're hauling ass to the next station. And that goes back to what Rob's saying, every second counts. So when that horn goes off, they go to the next station, they go to the next station, go to the next station. But that was an interesting answer for him to say, hey, actually, it works. Because 1, they were in shape before they got here. He said that. And then number 2, now we can do a little bit extra because it feels so good out here. Zeke had on a hoodie under his uniform yesterday.
Pretty common out here that these guys will completely sweat it up because you don't just break a sweat walking out like you would at home. Just getting from the locker room to the field. You're not already warmed up. They got to kind of manufacture that. So I was interested in the response that, we do like it. And it's not about getting in shape. It's about staying in shape and the more reps we can offer.
Yeah, he said it's going to be a change when we go back, though. He says we got to adjust.
It was the interview, certainly there's lots of things I wanted to get into. And, just the structure of practices have changed. The way that Garrett used to have his heavy practice, his padded practice late. It was the last practice of the day. McCarthy's flipped that. He has the heavy practice early. They come out in pads, they work, they go in individuals and group meetings and all that go throughout the day. And then they come back and put that into place in the walkthrough, and they implement it in the morning practice the day after.
You got to be here, though. Like when Rob said defense, if you've and y'all thought, I know a couple of y'all Cowboy haters, when we talked about defense, you tweeted me, you Facebooked me, you say, relax. It's day 2. Relax this. You text me. Go back and look at Mike's face when Rob brought up defense. What we saw, like you said, we admitted like it's only day 2, But what we saw was real. And you could tell by his reaction that what we were saying was correct. It feels different.
Coaches know.
It feels different. He was ecstatic you asked him about his defense. Well, Quinn's defense, but overall his defense.
It's fast. It's fast and
intense and communication. It's a lot.
And big.
Yes.
Bigger than you'd expect.
Good Lord.
The attitude about cornerbacks is very different.
And D-Law ain't even out there.
Yeah. And quarterbacks are getting bigger.
Yeah.
And they're able to cover bigger. They got a safety about 6'5".
Yeah. Big Kurt. They call him Big Body. Big Body Curse.
Big
Body Curse, number 32.
Lots of practice today. Of course, we'll keep you completely up to date today. Halftime will get you going from noon to 2. Karl Scholig and I will dive deep into the NBA draft. And I want to talk about the NBA draft when we come back. But before we do, let's get some insight into the news of the day. Karl has a stack of very important newsworthy topics that you need to know once you get to work. It's time for the 411 and the 210.
That is right, gentlemen. It is the 411 and the 210, and it is draft day. So sorry, Rob. You probably should have seen this one coming. If not, you know now. Headline 2, the Spurs are drafting 12th and 41st overall. The team's drafting.
Get it.
Yeah, well, hey, guys, Kevin O'Connor of the Ringer. He had his mock draft just come out a few minutes ago. Of course, I fast-forwarded to pick 12. He had them taking Corey Kispert because a couple players linked to the Spurs had already gone in his mock draft. However, he says that teams drafting late in the first round have pursued this pick from San Antonio. So the Spurs trading back to maybe get somebody else that's maybe a veteran to add to what is under contract currently, the youngest roster in the NBA at 23.1 years old. So the Spurs might be taking a project here because they're so young already. You never know. They might be trading out of it in general to get future draft compensation. We'll see. So, yeah, that's going to be fun tonight.
Karl
yeah,
is too excited. Look at he's giddy.
I am.
Corey Kispert is not, for me, the answer. I like Corey Kispert.
Minix likes him.
I think he's a shooter. And I do think he's got a potential to be a pretty long-term NBA guy. His body's right. He proved, I think, coming into this season, you always doubt seniors because you're wondering why you're still there. You know, that's always going to be an issue. But I think
I hate that.
Well, it's
true. I know, but I hate it.
But at 6, he's about 6'5", he's got bigger height than I think a lot of people
6'7", 220. Solid athletic. Yeah, solid athletic combine stuff.
Yeah, I think his lateral quickness was, what people were worried about, and I think he could defend on the perimeter. But for the where the Spurs are, I'd rather go pay for a bona fide guy that I know can do it.
And not only that, if you're gonna get Kispert, then why'd you let Bertans go? It's the same guy.
Well, Davis
it's the same guy, and Davis can shoot.
Well, keep in mind, Davis was I'm trying to find the nicest term I can find for defense. He played none.
He was a cone.
At best.
He was a cone at the quality end.
He had to go, and he's gotten better since, so let's not judge what he became.
Yeah, no, he can play. Yeah.
But Kispert, if the Spurs pulled that card at 12, I wouldn't be upset. I just think that it was I
don't know if he's a lottery pick, Rob.
It was plan B.
I don't know if he's a lottery pick. There's lottery picks, and then there's guys that can play.
Right.
He can play. I don't know if he's a lottery pick.
And do we have time for a long-term project?
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be upset with Kispert if that's the case.
Like Keldon's a lottery pick. That's what a lottery pick looks like. Somebody that can go make the Team USA in their second, third year.
If you were sitting at Kispert as the draft pick, everybody you wanted and scouted weren't there, but Kispert would be acceptable. The Knicks are calling and say, hey, how about 2 later? Would you make the deal?
Yeah.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
The Knicks do have 2 draft picks and have been interested in moving into the lottery, so that's a potential team there. We'll talk more about that at halftime, noon to 2, with myself and Rob and Rudy, obviously.
Shameless plug, dog.
Hey.
You're going to be talking, and I'm going to be listening, which I'm down for.
Hey, y'all are always welcome. Thank you, Rudy, for holding that down. I saw that you've been filling in for me, so I appreciate that.
Hey, let me tell you something. What we do here at SA Sports Star, teamwork make the dream work. We family. Everybody got each other's back. We're all pulling on one rope. You know what I mean? All the cliches, all the team cliches.
We're still pulling that rope.
You know, so it was fun. Me and Rob had a good time, man. We had a great time.
And he'll be back in around today and tomorrow, too. We're pulling.
I'm
not going to let him go back
Karl,
and take a nap.
Out. I'm out.
Any more headlines we need to worry about?
What else, Karl?
Yeah. Hey, y'all should have seen this one coming. Headline number 1, the Rockets have 3 first-round picks. Tonight's number 2, 23, and 24. Jalen Green is the most common pick on mock drafts for the Rockets at number 2.
Yeah, you know this kid. You like him?
Jalen Green? Yeah.
You do?
He is good enough for you to consider for a brief moment, maybe not for very long, taking him at number 1. He is that good. But
he did some things in the G League, right? Jalen.
Yeah, he did. Jalen had a good year in the G League, but he's playing against, they're still 17-year-old kids.
Yeah.
He will be that good. So you judge on what you've seen. Green can play good enough to where you go, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, I can certainly see a ceiling that would be about equal, but Cade Cunningham is so much further down the floor. And if he becomes just 90% of what people think he is, he's a transcendent player. Just no question that he is destined for great stardom, and Detroit would be moronic to move on, no matter what you hear. So, yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised to see the Rockets move.
How many picks? Which picks did they have?
They got 3.
They have 3, 2, 23, and 24, and they have been trying to get that number 1 overall pick for Cade Cunningham. Pistons aren't moving that.
No.
Duh.
You could offer him Christian Wood.
That'd be ironic.
That would be after they know enough about him.
If you were Houston and Philly called and said, we'll give you Ben Simmons for the 2 and the 22, would you do it, Karl?
No, Ben Simmons, especially with what Daryl Morey is. Daryl Morey's asking for too much, but it's closer to what Morey's been asking than 2 and 20. 2 and 23 is what they have.
Okay, I'm sorry, 23.
Yeah, so that would probably be the. I wouldn't say that would be a good trade for Ben Simmons. You might have to throw in one more future first-round pick. Next year is considered the double draft. If they lift the one-and-done rule, 18-year-olds who don't have to go to college will be draft eligible next year. So nobody wants to trade next year's draft because pick 10 could have somebody that would have been in the top 5 the next year if it were a normal year, if you will.
The double draft will play a huge role in how teams maneuver, not just today, but in through the season. Because, yes, as he just said, there's enough that are going to reclassify next year to jump into that, the race for the contract. That the top 15 picks should be pretty interesting. Lots of, but they will be interesting in that lots of talent is coming. But it won't be an immediate arrival because they're a long way. There's no high school player coming out next year that is ready to be an NBA star yet. At least nothing that's really separated themselves. Imani Bates might be something that's close, but it's a long way away. We're not sure if that'll happen. You're 411.
Oh, we have headline.
Continues.
We have headline 0. Hey, it's headline 0. The Mavericks have no picks in this year's draft, and they have only their 2022 first-round pick. And it's projected until 2025 for their next one because of the Kristaps Porzingis trade.
Hey, you sound too excited to throw the Mavs under the bus. What did they do to you?
They're the Mavericks.
Carl Shoney coming back with the tan and throwing salt at the Mavericks. What did they do to you?
I love Luka Doncic. Other than that, the Mavericks, they are the rivals. They are the. I am good with them not being better than the Spurs, if you will.
As a Spurs fan, well, who do you hate the most?
It's got to be the Mavericks. I think that they had the Tim Duncan. The Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki rivalry was one of the best ones of my lifetime. I thought it was a lot of fun.
How do you hate the Mavs more than the Lakers?
Ooh, that's like 1A and 1B right there.
Okay,
but in-state rivalry is fun. In-state, because I know a lot more. I do know a lot of Lakers fans too. But the Mavs and Lakers, they're fun fans to banter with. Spurs, Mavs, Lakers. We've all been pretty good in this century.
So the Lakers are number 1 on your hit parade.
They have to be.
Yeah, I was Laker fan is T-shirt fan. You know what I mean? Laker fans just fall out of the closet. Lakers get good. Those T-shirts come back on.
Is anybody out there?
Good. Let me go. Can I go ahead and put my Magic jersey back on? Is that Kobe thing? Can I put that back on?
Who do you hate the most?
Oh, it's Mavericks.
So you agree with Karl?
Yeah, Maverick. There's an inbred arrogance.
Wow.
To Maverick.
They're inbred.
Well, no, I mean, no.
We're not West Virginians.
Maybe that wasn't the best turn.
Wrong turn. Wrong turn, people.
Far with that.
Wrong turn.
Sorry, Matt Fed. I didn't
Damn.
to denigrate your genetics, but there is this. They are raised with a sense of entitlement. Sometimes the Maverick fan feels like they're better than they are. I think they're coming around now, but for a decade or so, they felt a little bit. They fall ass backwards into a title.
Yeah,
I mean, LeBron just hands them a title, and they think they win.
What he had like 2 points in one of those games.
Yeah, LeBron had his, and there was a foul at the rim. I still have a problem.
Dude, they really lost to Sean Marion and Tyson Chandler.
They lost to the worst finals team in forever. So yeah, you fall ass backwards, and you kind of feel like you done something, and you did. I'm not taking much away, but
you know what? That's why I have Dirk ahead of Manu, and of all time international. I have Dirk ahead of him.
It's hard to argue. I mean, you could, but Dirk was an extraordinary player.
Because I don't think Manu could have won the title with that 2011 team.
No, it was Dirk. Absolutely.
That was Dirk. And he has the second most unstoppable shot of all time behind Kareem. One knee up, fading away. You can't block it. There's nothing you could do about it. It's butter. I love me some Dirk. Sorry, Karl. I know your hair's standing up on your arm.
And his 3-point three, like. He changed the game, the three, right? Like this. He taught us how Germans count with the one being the thumb.
I counterpoint, Rudy. Huh? I counterpoint. Manu has a more impressive 2004 gold medal.
No.
Dream Team era gold medal. Nobody else has done that.
Let me tell you why. Let me shoot that down. There was 5 other NBA players on that team.
Yeah, Manu was the best. Hey, it's still Dream Team era.
5 other, and they were all starters.
Hell, Scola's still playing.
Yeah, Scola's still playing. Nocioni was great.
Nocioni.
That was a golden era for Argentina. It was.
Who was the one that went to the Pistons? Carlo. I don't know.
Delfino.
Delfino.
Yes, there you go. Delfino. Them boys were loaded.
They were. Oh, yeah.
The boys were loaded.
Yeah.
And Manu's the truth. Like, this isn't a Manu.
I know.
This isn't Manu bashing. We're just going down memory lane. I just remember those Maverick teams.
They were good. They were good.
They were all right.
They were all right.
They were all right.
You know, they were the Mavericks during that time frame were good enough. You know, we even took Finley from him for a little while. You know, you raised him right. Well, you know, we'll take it.
Finley was like, let me go get a cheap ring. Let me go get a free one. Him and Brent Barry stand out.
Yes.
They stand out. And the rumor has it, is this true or not, that Brent's in Seattle, he's bent over holding his shorts, and he tells Pop, hey man, get me out of here. Did y'all ever hear that folklore? Now I don't know if it's true, but and the next thing you know, the next year Brent Barry is a Spur. They win in the ring. Robert Horry stands out too.
That Brent Barry story stands out for a lot of reasons, because I do believe that's true. And then there was that after they got him in, then the move for J.R. Smith, they were dangling Brent Barry more than once.
Oh.
They told Brent one time not even get on a plane. They were about to make the move and it didn't happen. So Brent got there in a strange way, lived there in a very strange way, and then left there in a very strange way. It was an interesting time for Brent
Then they
Barry.
brought him back in the front office.
Got him back. So it didn't
hey
burn
man,
too
our
many
bad.
bridges. Our bad.
Come on, Barry. Our bad.
That is that story and that era could have only occurred under Greg Popovich and the way he protected his players.
The good old days, Rob. Don't you miss it? Do you miss it?
Whenever we watch the finals and you see everybody doing the fandom, doing all the fan things, I miss it because
the Bucks fans made you miss it, right?
And Phoenix as well, watching the way that they celebrate, but watching the Bucks fans outside, and it's for those of us that have gone through it. It's not just the showing up for the game; it is the 24 hours in prep for the game when your city is electric.
Yeah,
when you wake up in the morning and you walk into whatever place you go, and the first thing you see is everybody in jerseys and the city painted the right color, and everybody knowing that at 6:30 this city is going to shut down. There's a place we all need to be, and there's this unified kind of feeling that is irreplaceable, and it's like the best drug you've ever had. You never get back to the best one. You never come back to that first feeling. You chase it. But we've always chased that feeling of 99 that we did it. God. You chase it for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Any Timmy and Giannis, and the fact the great guy, hard to dislike him. Like, remember people.
I see more David. I see more David in Giannis than Timmy.
Because people, what? Explain that.
Because David was a raw, athletic, intellectual. David put more time into his brain than his body, but his body was already so ridiculous
Right. He was chiseled,
that he could become something without having to effort too much. Giannis was born to play basketball. He was, I mean, when God said, what's the NBA going to look like? Well, it's going to look like this. This is what basketball, the future is going to look like. So Giannis, he hasn't done a quarter of the things that his contemporaries have done to prepare himself to be an NBA player. He did, he grew up in Europe and, he learned basketball in a different way and he plays it in a way that we're not accustomed to. And it's hard for me as a basketball purist to grasp that he has no bag. He doesn't have, you talked about Dirk, the second most indefensible move that Giannis has is he is a basketball player and he's going to get the ball in the rim one way or another. That was David. David, when he became a junior at Navy and finally was told, dude, you are great. I mean, what you're doing is not, we don't see this. So focus on that. And once he went all in on basketball, holy crap.
Yeah.
He carried a bunch of 5'10" Navy fighter pilots to the NBA final. I mean, and the NCAA finals. I mean, nearly to the finals. He carried a bunch of, so that's Giannis. It's an athleticism that God gave him that really, we're only scratching the surface. And if David had that kind of training from the time he was 12 instead of the time he was
it would have
20,
happened faster.
It would have happened faster, and who knows what he would have been.
Yeah, I mean, and especially I'm talking about like a likability. Remember like when LeBron and them were playing Tim, they were like, no one talks trash to Tim. There's nothing to not like. You know what I mean? And I see that Giannis, like, I've never really seen guys like really go at him him and Harden had their little back and forth because they were both chasing MVPs, but he just seems like a likable guy.
Yeah. But
like, how can you not like Giannis?
Well, the moment his kneecap is in my nose while he's dunking over me, I tend to dislike him. But I see where you're going.
Right.
I think you try to talk trash to people for two reasons. One, to kind of get them out of the game.
Right.
And one, to get yourself into the game. That's really the only reason anybody I ever knew talk trash. One was to fire yourself up, and one is to fire them out. And I'm not sure either one of them works. You don't want to get Giannis upset. I mean, suddenly he will be getting even meaner. And I don't think and maybe there's a language issue. Who knows? But you're right. No one talks trash to you
who
at
does
all.
that? Yeah.
And Timmy would just kind of laugh at you and then bust.
He laughed. Yeah. Kevin Garnett tried his hardest.
Kevin Garnett was crazy.
Kevin Garnett might have been a smidget overrated. Did I say something wrong?
No.
Oh, okay.
You and I kind of, whenever I talk about Garnett, you and I are dressed it the same way because you never know who you're in the room with.
Right. I was like, can I say this out loud?
Say this? Because I genuinely feel that dude was overrated from the get-go, that he was dominated by better players his entire career, and he falls ass backwards into a title because Paul Pierce first he falls ass backwards into a title because the owner of the Brooklyn Nets is an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Marks made probably the poorest trade in the history of the NBA. Well, not in the history of the NBA, but the worst of the last 30 years, and just gifted a title to the Celtics.
Yes.
And he was a recipient of that. He's crazy. And that's the end of that.
A lot, but oh well.
Mike McCarthy stopped by just a little while ago. We're going to look
Great
at what
interview.
he had to say. We're going to look forward to the Cowboys practice today. And I don't know about you guys, but tonight's party time.
Yes, sir.
We have an evening of I don't even know how to begin what we're going to get to.
I've never. Have you ever done this?
This is a crowd that likes Switch that I have not been around very.
So you haven't done this?
Yes. So we're going to discuss that. We are heading down to Nobu.
Nobu. Nobu. Google it.
Yeah,
Malibu.
Google it. We don't want to show off too much.
I do.
The Big 12 is.
I worked hard to get here.
This wasn't easy. The Big 12's collapsing. What's going to happen with the Big 12, and how is ESPN playing a role in this? Because evidently they are. Coming back, we're going to look at the Big 12, its collapse, and how ESPN is apparently kind of shaking the apple tree to see who falls out. We'll talk about it next here on R&R in the Morning on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Slow Crafted Sausage, available at your local grocery stores.
I'm James Pledger, and in Major League Baseball, the Astros took 2 of 3 from the Mariners with an 11-4 win in the series finale as Yuli Gurriel and Kyle Tucker both went deep. Houston gets the day off today. In other Astro news, they continue to add to their bullpen, as for the second straight day, they made a move, acquiring Marlins closer Yimi Garcia for reliever Austin Pruitt and AAA outfielder Brian De La Cruz. The Texas Rangers fell 3-2 to the Arizona Diamondbacks, splitting their 2-game series, as they'll also have the day off today. But the big news out of Texas was that they traded all-star outfitter Joey Gallo and lefty reliever Joely Rodriguez to the New York Yankees in exchange for 4 prospects who are all in the Yankees' top 30. The Rangers also came to terms with number 2 overall pick and Vanderbilt starting pitcher Jack Leiter on a deal that will pay him more than $7.9 million. I'm James Pledger for San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
O'Reilly. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts will help with all your car care needs. Whether you're shopping for parts, accessories, or supplies, we've got you covered. Right now, get Superior Cover-All Tire Shine 2 for $16. Plus, earn double O-Rewards points. Keep your car looking like new. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
There are many sides to running a business, and with Square, every side can be connected. So how you sell in person syncs with how you sell online, and how you take payments works with how you pay your team. And when all your tools work together, you can spend more time seeing your bigger picture take shape. See how Square can help connect every side of your business by visiting square.com/go/connect. That's square.com/go/connect.
Are we ready for the 5:30 pickup?
Cam's Courier Service's newest hire delivered his resignation.
Hey, Ray, who's handling
She now needs next day shipping on a new driver.
all these boxes here? Are they ingoing or are they outgoing?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio, like where this ad plays. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Yes, radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
1911 Cigars is the premier cigar lounge in South Texas, providing quality, affordable cigars in a professional, inviting environment with a large covered patio with TVs. A BYOB establishment, 1911 Cigars strives to allow the avid cigar connoisseur a comfortable place to relax, socialize, network, and of course, enjoy a great cigar. 1911 Cigars is available for private events and has private cabanas with TVs, fire pits, and heaters. 1911 Cigars at 207 South Main Street in Cibolo. Online at 1911cigars.com.
Sports breakfast for your ears. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning on San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
R&R in the morning. I might need to change for the. He's Rudy J. That's Karl.
Where's the chain? Is it in there,
Karl? In your darkened production cave, do you see the turnover chain? Oh, he has it.
Yeah.
Those new to R&R in the morning, I have a tendency to forget names or give names that I think are more appropriate than the ones that were given by their parents, which is really not the best way to handle radio.
Cool.
and mispronounce. So when that occurs, you have to wear the turnover chain for the next segment whenever that occurs. So we want to make sure it's close, and I will wear it virtually when, in fact, it does happen. The Big 12, it's going to turn out that the Big 12 and Texas and OU was really just the beginning of the story, or just another chapter in the long evolution and de-evolution of college sports all at the same time. That the Texas and OU transferring to the SEC will be the beginning of what will be a long story, because now that imminent reorganization that we knew was coming is going to begin in earnest. The colleges are now seeing what the future holds. They see how the NIL in its very basic infancy is affecting their players. They know that at some point in the very near future, not only is NIL going to be a part of it, but there is going to be some pay. There is going to be some money coming directly through the university, going directly into their pockets, and will be considered pay, not grant, not anything else other than being paid to play. So with that happening, now it's time to shuffle the cards and figure where everybody fits. The Big 12, well, it's changing. And you got 10 teams that are still hanging around the Big 12 trying to find a place to land. And evidently ESPN is playing a role in this new change.
Dirty pool,
They
man.
are dabbling. They are luring teams away to different conferences. We believe it's the American Conference, the American Athletic Conference, otherwise known as the AAC, soon to be known, and I'd like to give the trademark to Jason Minix, soon to be known as the Big 20. It appears that the AAC is chasing the leftovers from the Big 12. And when you look at the map, when you look at the teams as it would be organized, the 20-team conference, it makes sense.
Wow, it does.
It would be regionalized.
The map is perfect. You got to see the map.
When you look at the map, you go, how on earth can Temple and Kansas even begin to think they can be in the same conference? Well, they can when you're dealing with 20 teams and 4 individual divisions, a lot like the SEC. A&M doesn't see Georgia, but we've only seen Georgia once. You're not going to see every team in the conference, but there will be a conference champion that when you think TV rights and TV deals, that would cover the entire eastern United States. From Texas north and everything east, this conference would cover for rooftops. That's a pretty good market for a cable company to come in and buy the TV rights. So it sells
Who's
good.
that up at
And
the
then we got Army.
Oh, okay.
Temple. I guess that's Navy, West Virginia, and Cincinnati in the Northeast division. That's competitive. I would watch those matchups.
If somebody came to you and said, okay, I like this idea, Rob, but I can only give you 16. What are the 4 that you kick? What are the 4 that you say, okay, y'all got to go?
I think Tulane, you're always going to question. I'm not sure about their financial investment there and what their long-term planners. I like Eastern Carolina. I think East Carolina has been on the lip of becoming great for a long time. Yeah. And I think if they got into a conference or got some more TV play, they would be successful. But that would be one that I would look at saying, you're probably not quite there yet. And I hate to say it, but Army and Navy would be the 2 teams.
Wow. Well, really?
I
would think you would say Kansas. I thought Kansas would have made your cut list for sure.
No,
because of
the basketball that they bring to the table. And especially in that region, if I'm going to have Oklahoma State and Tulsa, I think
you like Memphis?
Iowa State feel. Well, again, for the basketball realm of this, and this conference would very quickly become, if not the best basketball conference, easily the second best on a very regular basis.
That's a great point.
I mean, you look at a conference that has the likes of Tech, Baylor, and U of H, all that went a long way in the last several series. And then Kansas, they're blue blood. Iowa State is always a sleeping giant. Memphis with Penny and West Virginia with Hugs is always. Cincinnati has a long and deep basketball tradition. Temple as well. So no, they would become immediately. I think this is a fantastic idea. And if ESPN was behind this, why injunct them? Why tell them to stop? This is the best thing that could happen to the Big 12 if, in fact, they all hang together.
Well, again, Bolt was because Bowlesby becomes expendable, right? You don't need him anymore, so he's trying to protect his job.
Well, or he just becomes the CEO of this, and whoever the commissioner of the AAC takes over. I do appreciate this idea, and it seems
that's
the easiest answer.
That's good stuff.
For where everybody goes, though. If I'm Baylor, if I'm Oklahoma State, if I'm Tech, and if I'm Kansas, I am on the phone with a bunch of conferences.
Have you ever think we see a day where we'd have a conference with 20 teams? That's why I was like, we got to cut this down. 20 is a lot.
I agree. And when A&M and Missouri went to the SEC, I felt like, my gosh, that's a lot of football. There's a lot of teams out there, and you get used to seeing the same teams every year and not dealing with some teams that are in your conference that, we played Georgia as an Aggie fan once.
Georgia. Oh, yeah.
They're in our conference. I've seen them in their football pads once. So you have to get used to that.
You can make it work, though.
But once you get past that idea, it's a radical change from the Big 12, who actually, tried to promote the fact that they played everybody, that everybody played everybody once during conference play, and that made for a truer champion. And, evidently that didn't work either.
And so how many teams will we have in the SEC now? 16, did you say?
Yeah, we'd be up to 16, but the 20-team model as we see it now, I wouldn't be surprised to see Greg Sankey, the commissioner of the SEC, thinking, well, I'm getting 2. Maybe I should go round this thing up.
I didn't get it until you show. Y'all have to see the map to make it make sense. Like, I know, because when he said 20, my mind exploded. But then he shows me the map. It actually makes perfect sense.
Travel costs are down. You probably have 4 of those divisions. You stay close. The Southwest division of whatever would be called would encompass only Texas teams, which I think is a brilliant idea on its own there. That helps in recruiting, and it helps in the dominance of a division inside of a conference. I think it almost makes too much sense to work.
Absolutely. Yeah, Bowlesby might have to just, party's over, turn out the lights.
And imagine West Virginia finally having local rivals.
A home.
Yeah, having guys that we're only going to have to go to Cincinnati. That's a long road trip. We only got to go to Temple instead of having to head out to Tech,
West Point,
and deal with people that don't think, look, or, even begin to act like you in different parts of your own division. This seems to fit absolutely perfectly. And I'm not sure what ESPN's role in this was. If they did, in fact, induce a team or two to start talking to the AAC, we know that Bowlesby believes they do, and has, in his mind, indisputable proof.
That works football-wise, and football's a cash cow, but that's a conference to reckon with on the hoop side.
It is.
That's a conference to reckon with on the hoop side, big time. And I'm sure the powers that be at ESPN know that.
And I'm a big basketball guy.
You're a junkie. I thought I was bad. You're a junkie.
But I am also a realist. And NCAA basketball is great. To me, it's the most compelling and purest of the collegiate sports for a lot of reasons. But it isn't a moneymaker, and it is not a lead. And you can't have a basketball-only conference. The Big East tried and failed. The ACC has always hung their hat on being a basketball conference, but notice how much they're paying their football team coaches now. They know that we can be preeminent, and we can have Duke and North Carolina in the Final Four every year and have our own big Monday nights and have all of our basketball games covered. But that doesn't feed the bulldog the way football does. And that's really – football will make the decision, and basketball will have to live with it as far as what conferences shake out. It's just a fact of the matter. And I hate it because I would like to think that Duke – while they're diving into basketball, I would like to see a super conference that is only the bluest blue buds in basketball.
Like how they do with AAU, like with certain, like with the team, the travel teams with the shoes, only certain people are in this.
They'll play other teams, but the decision and the championship is garnered through these 4, 5, 8 teams that are truly elite. That are always going to have 12 guys that are headed towards some professional league when they leave the team. And it doesn't pay. There's just no money in it. There's just not enough interest. Because if you want to watch pro basketball, you'll watch the NBA. I mean, that's basically what college needs to understand, and why one and done is finally going away. Because if you want to watch pro ball, you're going to go to the NBA. If you want to watch college ball, you're never leaving. It doesn't matter whether it's one and done or you got to stay for 3 years. It doesn't matter. If you're a college basketball fan, you will always be that, and the stars will be made through that system, not about going to the NBA. We got a lot more to talk about. We're looking forward to a fantastic practice. The pads are going to be on, but there will be no Dak Prescott. We'll get you caught up on his injuries, expectations for today as they put on pads one more time. And tonight is Jerry's party. We're looking forward to an evening of fun with the R&R and the Blitz boys, and head to the Nobu.
Nobu,
baby.
With the
Glitterati.
And is that Malibu?
We drove by.
Yeah, we drove by it, right?
It was the one with all the Ferraris parked out front.
Yeah.
And the
Aston Martin.
And our Mitsubishi. Ours has heated seats.
I'm wearing a wife beater.
That's it. We're going to go. We're going Tanks, Plaids, Cholos, and Stacy's. We're representing San Antonio the right way. Hey, R&R in the Morning continues here on San Antonio's Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you cooked on the grill or smoker, and you can win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market. Grilling with the Blitz. Online at sasportstar.com.
If your brakes are bad or you think they're going bad, get them fixed. Hi, Jason Minix here for New Brakes, nubrakes.com. They're a mobile brake shop. That means they come to you to fix your brakes. We're all busy. None of us have time to go spend hours waiting at a repair shop or want to deal with the hassle of dropping your car off and going back to get it the next day. That is the beauty of New Brakes. They come to you. New Brakes provides convenient and affordable brake repairs, and they only fix brakes, so you won't get the upsells like at a traditional repair shop. Most repairs are done in less than an hour. They use premium brake parts and back all repairs with a 24-month, 24,000-mile warranty. Go to nubrakes.com. Schedule that repair. Save 10% when you mention my name or ESPN San Antonio. You need your brakes done? Get them done with New Brakes. You continue to do what you do while New Brakes fixes your brakes, and they're great at what they do. Go read all the 5-star reviews and schedule your repair at nubrakes.com. That's nubrakes.com.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a speed bump. Did you hear what I said? I'm a speed bump. And if you have cut rate car insurance, the cost to reattach your muffler could really be a bump in the road. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
2 teams, 22 players, and over 100,000 screaming maniacs. Your home for Cowboys football on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, it's Keyshawn Johnson with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Thanks, Keyshawn. It's R&R in the morning.
Keyshawn gave us a shout out.
Keyshawn gave some love.
Appreciate you, Key.
It's before we asked him a question he didn't like and got mad at us.
So what was the question?
Surly. No, I don't remember.
You don't remember?
A surly dude.
He's just surly.
I like him.
He just knows more than everybody,
Yeah, you just
especially
know.
football. You can't talk football with Key if you didn't play.
Yeah, he doesn't have any respect for you, and there's another way to look at it. You just got to know that his fur doesn't rub it in the same direction. No matter which way you go, he's going to I don't like that. He's just a little surly guy. He knows his stuff. I like him on the radio.
Me too.
Just kind of that way, and you get an introduction, you have to give him some credit. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. This is R&R in the morning. Your Dallas Cowboy training camp coverage does, in fact, continue today and tomorrow. We got padded practice coming up in just a couple of minutes. There will be no Dak Prescott today, which he's resting his arm. MRI showed us yesterday that he has a strained muscle in his shoulder, and they're going to go day to day, and I think that's the safest way to go. And maybe this will be the blessing in disguise. As I think that if Dak continues to be out, they're going to have another training camp arm, and it might be an opportunity for them to kind of really double down on the idea who's going to be number 2, who's going to be sitting there. And I think we learned last year it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I was funny. I was sitting there where I was like, in my mind, I was like, I'm leaving the Dak question for Rob. I knew I was going to go, and that was the only question, because it was a great interview. That was the only question where he was kind of like, yeah, dude, he's going to be all right. Let's move on. And then you hit him with a follow-up, and he was like, we're going to see. I was like, I'm leaving that one to Rob, because we had to ask.
I'm just curious, because, And he brought it up. Dak Prescott is a worker. This dude wakes up in the morning and thinks, how do I get better?
Right.
And, spending that year away, I'm sure he's thrown a lot more than he had in the past. And a lot of it was not with the benefit of his lower core. He couldn't push off and all that. And I think the thousands and thousands of reps that have happened, then you get to training camp and then you're really throwing 500 balls a day. I think the wear and tear finally kind of got to him. So maybe, Mike, you don't want to miss in reps, but if you're going to have to lose some, this is the time to do it early in camp because offensive installation, it really isn't going to be key because Kellen's got the system in place.
I haven't seen Kellen. Have you seen? I don't know what Kellen looks. Does anybody know what Kellen looks like outside of his uniform?
Least likely coach when you're looking in the distance. Which guy out there standing on the sideline looks like a trainer, like a former football player? And that's normally you'd be correct. It's Kellen because he's just a regular looking dude. He's not big. He doesn't. He doesn't carry himself like a NFL quarterback would have.
Like I'm a quarterback.
And just a genuinely approachable guy. Yeah, he's pretty low key on top of that too. I remember watching him get rolled off the field when he broke his leg here a couple of years back. That changed.
You were here for that.
We were literally standing on the field watching people scramble, and then they rolled.
Could you tell there's something serious happened?
Oh, yeah, everybody knew this was not good. It's funny how you talk about neighborhoods. Neighborhoods know when something's about to go down. I don't know why, but in some neighborhoods, something about to happen, and everybody knows there's something in the air. When a big injury happens on a football field, even if you're far away, something ripples in the force, and everybody goes, "What was that?"
Right.
Like we saw it with when Gallup went over the fence.
Yeah.
You notice how everybody on the field, even though they weren't even close, everybody just kind of started looking over like something weird just happened, and an injury like that could, change the fortunes of a franchise like that. So everybody's hyper aware when people start wondering what was that or did somebody get hurt.
Yo, Jay, get over here real quick. Hurry up, Jason. The headphones over here. Use Mike McCarthy's. Those are golden. You could go 12-5 because you've been to this. You've been to this.
Then we put away those 8-8 ones.
Yeah, 12-5. You've been to this soiree that we're going to tonight. What should I expect?
Well, I mean, we're going to get there. They'll frisk you at the door. Your TSA
what do you mean
security, absolutely. That before you get on the bus, when you get there, I mean, they're gonna, dude, it's gonna be a throwdown.
In a good way?
Oh yeah,
because the throwdown can mean a lot of things.
You are about to go,
especially when you park in someone's wrong. You park your car wrong.
Well, yeah, just don't move his cone.
What happened?
No, just. You'll get there, and it's very relaxed. It's a lot of fun. You will do. You will likely see celebrities because that's how Jerry rolls. I know Leo DiCaprio was there one time. It's like Jerry brings friends,
and this is his appreciation for the media.
Correct,
which is not normal.
It's not normal.
That's not normal and to be like, hey, appreciate you guys. And I want to show you how appreciative of
one
you
of
guys.
the great things that it's relationship building. You come out here, you get to know different people, players. I don't know if you guys were taking your afternoon naps when Bryce Butler was on, but that relationship started here at training camp several years ago.
First of all, don't be calling me and Rob out for our naps. We get up at 3 in the morning.
45.
Yeah,
we're finishing our show up, and his morning alarm goes off.
What are you talking about? How dare you talk about our nap?
Right. Dude, I would. I mean, yesterday I came back to the. Rob was sitting in the
sleep. I woke up and you were just like there. Like, where'd you come?
Wait, so you came back to the tent and Rob was asleep?
I did about 15 minutes worth of work because I didn't want to wake him up.
I just kind of opened my eyes. Hey, Jace, how you doing? Thought you were out on the field.
After dinner last night, y'all, we getting in the car, and Jason's like, "So we headed to the dive, or we going somewhere different?"
I wanted to go to that lookout bar.
Clicks his seatbelt. Click. We are going to the hotel.
I was like, I'm going home.
I don't know what
you guys do what you want. I'll Uber if you.
He was like, I'll Uber, but he's like, I need it.
I mean, you think about it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
hanging out with you. I mean, this will be a training camp story for decades. That we stop at the gas station, we get some beer, and we're hanging out in a room at the Quality Inn. And I was glad that you were there because my lights just go off.
Yeah, you got
and then they come back on for no apparent reason.
Old man Quillis died in your room.
I mean,
10
there
years
is
ago.
no reason, no explanation.
I was just sitting there,
just
and
all
it was
of a
like
sudden,
click, and I was like,
dark.
"What?" Because we're not moving, and we're sitting there, and we're not even by the motion detector.
No.
So I was like,
no,
you got to go.
And then
It's old man Quillis.
and then they'll be off for 2 minutes, and then they come right back on.
Yeah.
Every light in the room, even the lamps on the thing that you got to push a button, they come on.
That is crazy.
It is the weirdest.
I changed the subject. I was so scared.
I am glad Rudy saw that because I know with everything with this hell hotel that we're in, there is zero exaggeration with what we're talking about.
That's all true.
But you guys don't have the light issues.
No, I don't have that.
I mean, you have a hairdryer in your room that doesn't work. I don't have that.
Well,
I mean, but again, I mean,
don't feel threatened or scared of mine.
Rob walks into my room and goes, "You got a nicer bedspread."
Yeah, you got a newer bedspread. Yours doesn't have bullet
Who
holes.
walks in someone's room and that's the first thing he says? Rob is crazy.
But honestly, they cleaned the room yesterday, and that looked like the way I made my bed when I was 8. I mean, it was sort of done.
Yeah.
They were in a hurry. There's a lot to clean at the Motel Hell.
Yeah.
But did you notice last night when we were on our way back, we stopped at the convenience store for snacks and get the beer and all that?
Yeah.
We're walking. We have one. There's 3 of us.
Right.
We have 1 6-pack of beer.
Yeah.
Like I've got like ginger ale and some pretzels and something, and you've got a couple of things. And the guy behind the counter goes, "Guys' night out."
Yeah. I was like,
what?
Random? Like, what do you think we are?
Not yet. We got a 6-pack and some Funyuns.
We're about to do it
We're
up.
about to throw down here at Oxnard. Where are all the girls at?
Yeah. Like our guys' night would have pretzels,
Guys' night
ginger ale, and a 6-pack of IPAs.
Well, 6-pack. We hope to finish it.
Yeah.
We hope to float it.
Well, and then
I drank 4. I was feeling good.
The guy had a mask on,
2
masks on, and was having a full-on conversation with Rudy, and I had no idea what that guy was talking about. Neither did Rudy. He was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to
so
go.
nice.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
yeah."
It's Charlie Brown.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Hey, halftime's around the corner. We'll get you going at noon. We're looking forward to the draft. We expect the Dak Prescott to show up today for Jason Minnick's interview. But if he does get on that injured list, he probably won't. But we're cleaning the place up as we expect to have Dak Prescott on with Jason Minnick as your Dallas Cowboy training camp coverage continues. Best Belbon sent us. We're going to do our very best for you and Ewald Kubota. That's one fine tractor and Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. I cannot wait for the draft tonight. Karl is ready to disseminate his facts and figures. We'll be back around noon to get it all going. We're going to have it live right here on ESPN San Antonio. Hey, man.
21 Cowboys training camp on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.